put it on Etsy.
It's funny. I just heard Logan Paul talking about when he was talking to the Island Boys. He was talking about he knows some very, very rich people that wear fake jewelry because it's like
they're gonna assume that it's real
still
anyway.
because it looks nice. Like fake diamonds look actually better than real diamonds.
Yep.
So I mean they shine brighter, and it's like if you can't tell the difference, what's the sense in spending $30,000 on a watch when you can get one for a few $100 and it looks
exactly.
You know,
Chad Ochocinco used to say it all the time. He was like the first one that I've seen that he was like, all my Rolexes, all my whatever I got bust down. He's like, it's all cubic zirconium, and it's just like, what? Why? And he's like, you can't tell the difference. He's like, I'm a millionaire. People gonna automatically assume it's real. So it's like, what's the point of me spending $30,000 and messing up my watch? I'm like, bro, you're out of the matrix. You're on a whole nother level.
That does make sense though, because imagine you lose a diamond pop out or something. It's just like
what Drake saying in the song? Diamond popped out, almost swallowed 60,000.
Yeah,
you almost swallowed 60,000. So you telling me one little diamond drops on the ground, you just lost 60,000?
All right, let me know when you're ready. Oh, you already started?
Good.
Oh, okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Powerful Fitness Podcast, episode number 17. And today we got on a great guest. His name's James Macklin, aka Jmack. Now, Jmack is he's a barber, he's an entrepreneur, and he's a real estate.
You said real estate agent.
Real estate agent, realtor, and so we're gonna get into it today. Let's go ahead and start off. Just kind of talk about your background. You know, age, where you from. You know, kind of like where you grew up, stuff like that.
Okay. So first and foremost, I'd like to appreciate the people that invited me here. So,
Actually, before we even get into that, first, do you have any like announcements you want to say to the people? Like anything upcoming that you like, say you got an event coming up or anything like that. I like to go ahead and shout out all that stuff first.
I don't actually, because all the stuff I got working on is kind of just like pushed to the back end.
Okay.
And then this next year, I'm probably just going to go in on it. And I don't know if I can speak on a lot of stuff because, I probably won't speak on a lot of
any
stuff.
shout outs to any people, like partners you're working with, any like?
Well, I want to shout out to Ritter Real Estate. That's for one.
Ritter Real Estate, okay.
Team Sergio, team that I'm on. Shout out to Christian Boxing Academy.
Oh, Christian Boxing Academy, okay.
Academy, man. I just fool with everybody that's involved over
there.
So.
Yep. I've been going there.
Exactly. So gotta shout them out. Shout out to Perfect Gentleman, Sweet 72, the two barbershops that Sweet 72 I worked at before, and then the Perfect Gentleman, the one I currently work at. So
okay.
And shout out my son, James Edward Macklin Jr.
How old's your son?
He's about to turn 1, but he just had his first birthday party.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a baby.
Yeah. He's still a little infant, about to go into toddler stage.
Okay.
So, other than that, man, shout out
to me. And so I want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Victory Spinal Care in Cape Girardeau. So the doctor that sponsored me, his name's Jared Whalen, and I mean he's a beast, dude. As I mentioned on the podcast yesterday, he's a wrestling coach, and he's a chiropractor, so he can break your back or fix it. You know that. I'm gonna be saying that to the day I die when I mention it. He can break your back or fix it. That's like the funniest thing ever. So shout out to Victory Spinal Care, and so I got a fight coming up January 21st. In Jackson, Tennessee, main event. So get your tickets now. It's Black Time Boxing event. Can you pull it up on the screen? Show them that real quick. And guys, I want everybody to come out and watch this fight. This is my last amateur MMA fight. After that, I'm going pro. No more amateur fights. So, I mean, I really want to see all my fans come to this fight. So, yeah.
When is this fight?
This is January 21st.
Where's it located? It's going to be in
Jackson, Tennessee. It's like 2 hours or so away from here. Mm-hmm. So
I'm from the Boot Hill, so Jackson, Tennessee is probably the same amount of same distance away as KB is. So I've been to Dyersburg, so Jackson
Dyersburg,
hop skip away.
Yeah. All right, let's get back into it. Okay. So where are you from?
So I'm originally from Holmestown, Missouri. That is in the Boot Hill of Missouri, which has been a lot of conversation about what is the Boot Hill and what's not. It's been hilarious.
That's why you sound so country?
Yes, definitely. And this is actually dialed back. Like, this is from 4 years of college, and this is like dialed back after being in professional settings for so long.
Yeah.
So it still has a little twang to it, but it's not so country. But yeah, Holmestown, Missouri, population was 188 for the longest, and then everybody started leaving, so it's probably around 50, 60.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
small
went to a 1A
town.
school. Exactly. Didn't have football teams, so only played basketball, baseball. So yeah, it's very small.
Ashley, jump on the mic with him real quick. I just realized I left the heater on. I need to turn it off because I can hear it in my mic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, so just talk to Ashley while I go turn this off.
Okay, got you.
Which school did you say you graduated from?
I graduated from North Pemiscot. So
and how many people were in your graduation classroom? I'm just curious because
we had one of the biggest classes, man.
Really?
I had 35 people.
Oh, Jesus. So since you were in a small town, you shared a different school with another town, right? Is that how it worked?
No. So where I stay at, we're like in between bigger schools. So where we are, we're basically like the rural areas coming together. So it's like a town called Pensacola, Homestown, Wardell. Wardell is where the school is. And then we got all the country places in between. So, you got houses it's just nothing but farmland down here. So we got people that are farmers, and then they live on the land. So it's like one house per 20 acres. So
Yeah.
spread apart like that. So those type of people are going to our school, but they can also choose to like go to like a bigger school or go to our school, our little small shack.
Yeah, I used to live in Mounds, Illinois before I was probably like 7 or 8. And so I literally grew up as a child in the sticks, like in the woods.
Oh yeah,
Like I played in trees and the woods, and that was it.
Exactly. You had
There was no other kids around. Only kids that would be there was my brothers, and then when the family members would come over, like we didn't have it was no neighborhood. We lived out in the country. It was just us. Like
mine is more like a cul-de-sac. So it's a whole neighborhood, but a big cul-de-sac. So
Right.
it's just the actual map of the town looks like a baseball field.
Oh wow.
It's funny. Yeah, but it looks like a baseball field. So in history, I can get deeper into it, but it used to be sharecropping town. So it's an all-black town where I live in Homestown, and the town beside us is Wardell. So it's basically like mostly white. So obviously you can see.
Dude, you have a lot of places like that. So there's this place by Charleston. It's called Wyatt. You got Wyatt in Wilson City, and it's just like it's crazy. Wyatt, it's like all white people, and then you cross the road into Wilson City, then it's all the black people.
Yep.
Like, it's so crazy. Like it was like even when I was a kid, it was still like they were separated.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not. I mean, I can go even deeper to that now. I'm in real estate. I'm talking about redlining and different things like that. But
What's that?
Basically, redlining is when I don't want to say the government, but I would say that's
the
when.
government.
Yeah, so redlining was basically like a imaginary line, which everybody knows, but it's just imaginary, where basically black people did not buy houses or get into that neighborhood, and it's like if you got
Because they're not eligible for loans and stuff.
exactly. So
Yeah.
it's almost like a cutoff, like a barrier, but you can't see it, but everybody knows. It's like, oh, say in Cape, you're like, oh, I live on South Henderson, and you're like, oh, and then you say, oh, I live on Lexington, and you're like, oh, so
Yeah.
it's like you don't see it. I mean, this might be separated by like William Street.
So they
or
so does it
Independence.
so does that is that still how things work? Is it still harder for black people to get into certain neighborhoods just for the simple fact that they're black?
No,
No,
it's
not
more
anymore.
so information. So
Okay.
These days, most people they've been just beat up for so long, mentally drained, and they can't get information even when they seek it, so they just give up. But now we're in the information age where there's so much information out there. It doesn't matter what color you are. All that matters is how much money you got, what your credit score is, and I mean it still matters a little bit, but you can kind of overcome some of those things if you have the right information.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to get into like owning property, but it's definitely a process.
Oh, it's a process, but
Like-
it's getting easier now though.
Like for one, I had to buy a car just to raise my credit. But now that my credit is raised, now
Your debt
so
to
my
income ratio.
exactly my debt to income ratio. So now I have to pay the car before I'll be eligible for a loan for a house, But my credit score went from like a 5, like the high 500s to or actually no, some of them it was basically like 550 to like 700 to 730 right now.
Dang, bro.
So
Yeah, you going crazy.
So,
right now.
yeah.
Congrats, man.
I had to do a lot of stuff too.
I was about to say that takes a lot. And person that I've grown my credit over time, and I understand how much work it takes. How like it takes a really more discipline than anything.
Well, here's another thing that people don't know about. A lot of people don't. I didn't. Someone that's had a credit card for many years and they have good credit history, if they make you
authorized user.
an authorized user on their credit card, all that credit now jumps onto your report.
Right.
And so one of my friends did that for me. My credit score jumped up by like 42 points, just like that.
And that's information. It's not going out to work. It's not, hey, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to open up more credit cards. I need to buy a new car. That's like,
but
hey,
you gotta know someone that that trusts you and that you trust, because you can mess up their credit, they can mess up yours. So
well, actually, as an authorized user, you can not mess up their credit, but they can mess up yours.
Oh,
so
really?
As an authorized user, they shouldn't give you a credit card anyway. They shouldn't even give you a card. They should just put you. You're basically like their child when it comes to credit.
Oh, so they can do that, and then he gave me the card.
Exactly.
And I mean, he gave me the card and he told me to use it.
So that's just a good friend, and obviously you're responsible. So he wouldn't have gave you a card, but it was like, hey, I need boost my credit score up about 15-20% so I can get this loan for this house.
I still haven't even. He keeps telling me to get my own credit card. I'm like, not yet, because I mean he's helping me out so much. Like I don't like he tells me when to pay it too. Like I don't even have to check that. I just use it, and then he's like, pay this amount on this date, and then I just go in there and make my payment and. Yeah, so he definitely been holding my hand.
Yeah, you gotta. I was about to say, man, you gotta. That's a real friend. That's a real wise counsel right there.
Yeah, and the credit and the limit is like I could spend like $6,000 on that card, which I wouldn't do nothing dumb like that. If I don't have the money for whatever it is I'm buying, like people use credit cards for shit they don't because they don't have money for whatever they're buying, but that's not the way you use a credit card.
Nope.
Like whatever you want to buy with the cash you have, you use that card and then you go ahead and pay it and then just pay it.
Right. It's all about leverage. And credit card is probably the first form of leverage that I've used other than my skills. I mean, you have to leverage your skills like barbering or something like that. So, but yeah, that's a great way to leverage the system, I guess, like or leverage your credit score to get a better credit score. So it's like, okay, I got a good credit score. When I get a credit card, use it a little bit on some gas, pay it off, and now they're like, well, you're even more trustworthy. How about we boost that limit up a little bit more? And now, since you boost the limit up more, I'm not a credit card specialist. I'm just letting you guys know what I know. But say things like that, you just, you use that credit to get money, and then you use that money to build more credit, and then the circle continues.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about what got you into barbering.
Man, a crazy story is I'll break down my story a little bit and kind of let that fall into it. So I played basketball in high school, very good at basketball. So I was all state, all conference, all districts, everything else underneath that, except all American, which I hated it because I wanted to be all American. So after I left high school, went to Three Rivers in Poplar Bluff, played basketball under the great Gene Best. Shout out to Three Rivers, the most winningest coach in basketball history in any level. So played under Gene Best, and during that time, I was actually getting my hair cut by a barber here in Cape, but he went to school with me, so his name was Henry McCoy. Shout out to Henry McCoy. He don't even know he getting a shout out on this podcast. So I just sold him a house Monday.
Really?
So we just closed on his first home Monday. So
wow, awesome.
Just a full circle moment. But so he was cutting my hair in college, my freshman year. Did a great job. It was funny because it was him and another barber in the same house, in the same dorm, and they didn't know each other was barbers until they started cutting different people's hair and stuff like that. So I was getting my hair cut by another guy. Henry happened to be there, so I'm like, okay. The other guy left halfway through the semester. Henry was there. I was like, hey, do you cut hair too? He was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, man, you cut my hair. So he cuts my hair. He's cutting my hair the whole time, whatever. And then I ended up leaving schools. Once I left, I was like, oh my God. And everybody knows how important a barber is.
Yeah.
You don't have that right barber, man. You don't feel good, look good, do good. You're just not the same person. So I'm like, man, I mean, I know how to line up because my dad used to cut my hair all the time when I was young. I used to mess up my own hair, try to line myself up. So I got to a point where I was like, okay, these barbers are inconsistent. I'm about to just take matters into my own hands. So I did that. It was rough. I messed up a lot. First it was good, and then it was bad. Then it was good, and it was bad. So I was like super inconsistent. I was like, I don't even understand what barbering is, how it works. So I started looking at YouTube.
Yeah, you're just trying to figure it out on your own.
I was trying to figure out my own. I was like, bro, I don't even know how this works. So I looked on YouTube, and then it just intrigued me how easy it could be if you knew the steps, and then how great the haircut looks just by doing these steps instead of just doing it by what you think might happen. Like, you just cutting off theory. Like, oh, I think this is how it should fade, and then you just look at barber and you're like, oh, you really have to use these guards. Oh, these guards actually mean something. Like, I do need to use a 0 and a 1 and a 2 and then blend down. So I started cutting hair in college, or my second year of college. Transferred from there, playing basketball there in my second college. And then I came to SEMO. So when I came to SEMO, I didn't play basketball anymore because I was trying to walk on to the team. It had a lot of coach changes. So it was so much going on in that time. Like Dickie Nutt, he left, so he was there for the longest, and I had connection with him, and that didn't work. So a new coach, new staff, everything different. So my hoop dreams kind of really withered away, and I'm not really one to stick around when it comes to something. When I see something falling apart, I'm like, all right, bet to the next. So I was just like trying to move.
Right.
I'm just a move forward type of person. So I was like, all right, I've already been cutting hair, whatever. Let me just go ahead and start, cutting people hair and getting paid for it. Because I got paid a little bit when I was at the college, but I was on the basketball team, so I only really cut like the basketball players. This time I'm a traditional student, so I got class plenty of the time, studying whatever or work. So I just started really marketing that I cut hair, and I ended up starting with one of my good friends, Deontay and Dave, and they were in Sig Ep, so they was in a fraternity. So I cut their hair one day. My guy Deontay, he always grew a fro out, so he would cut his hair all the way down. Don't cut it the rest of the year. Fro would be humongous, like twice the size of mine, with no line up, no nothing. Beard too. So I was like, bro, I could do something with this. I ain't the best barber, but you look terrible. He was like, all right. So I came by the frat house. Cut them two. Somebody walked in and was like, oh, bro, we got the barber here, bro. Can you get me next? I'm like, yeah, I got you. Boom. How much is it? I'm like, $5. I didn't even have a price at that point. I was just like, $5. And they was like, oh, bet. He comes.
That's the cheapest haircut ever.
Cheapest haircut ever, bro. And that's how I tell everybody how you start out. You start out free, and then you go up little by little.
Right.
With your demand. So I cut 1 or 2 people that day. Came back the next time. I'm in there cutting. Dudes, I cut 1 or 2 dudes, and they're like, oh, you the barber. Barber's in here. One guy's like, I'm next. I was like, okay, I got 3. Then another person comes in, like, I'm next. Another person comes in, I'm next. I look up, I'm cutting in there till 1 a.m. I came there like 4 p.m.
Dang.
I was cutting till 1 a.m. Cut like 5 or 6 heads. So you're talking about like 6 hours straight cutting. And that's when you're just starting with barbering, it takes you so long because you're trying to get stuff right, but you're so scared to actually cut the hair. So it takes you twice as long. So I actually get done cutting their hair, and I was just like, ooh, that was a great day. Like, the bug just bit me. And I looked to see how much money I had. You can guess how much I had by $5 a cut. 6 people.
Yeah.
Had $35. I was like, all right, something got to change. I was like, I worked way too long to just have $35. But I seen exactly how it could be scaled. I seen it was scalable. I was like, okay, I just need better clippers, cut faster, cut better, charge more. That's all I was thinking. So after that, guess what I did? I went back to YouTube that night. I studied my butt off. I studied every single day. When I woke up in the morning, I watched a YouTube video. When I went to sleep, I was watching YouTube videos. When I was anything, I was learning about barbering, the trade, everything. And I just started falling in love with it. And then fast forward, after months and months of grinding and a year or so of cutting in this, I think I only cut like probably 1 year at the house. I cut 2017, and I was in a barbershop by 2018. So just in that whole 1 year, I scaled my business by like, I don't know, 100, 200x. I mean, like, I went from cutting 2 or 3 people a week to cutting 2 or 3 people a day. Then I had my part-time job, and I had to like start taking off on weekends so I can just cut on weekends. And I was like, okay, I got to drop this job because now it's getting in the way of me actually making money cutting hair.
Right.
So then once I went full-time entrepreneur and started cutting hair, I actually went back and forth like anybody can do anybody that will do when you get into entrepreneurship. You realize like you only eat what you kill. So when I was cutting hair, I was like, bro, when somebody don't come, I'm just not making money. So I'm like, I need to get a job back again. So I went back and got another job, and I realized why I quit. I was like, y'all are wasting my time. I'm only getting, and this was like 2016. Yeah, so like 2016, 2017, I was like, okay, I'm finally done. And I'm talking about like, bro, when I said I was done cutting, I was done working, and I recorded it, documented everything, which I can't wait to like put out a whole documentary because I like documenting everything. Once I quit that job and went full-time, man, started marketing more, man, my barbering went to another level. And I was known as one of the best barbers in Cape, and I didn't know I was. So people started coming to me, and they was just like talking about different barbershops, and they was like, "Bro, you cut way better than them." I'm like, "What, for real? All right." And then they just kept coming, and more people, and more people. So once that blew up, and then I, started getting even bigger into barbering, I was like, okay, I got something special, so I might need to just stick with it.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't want to keep prolonging the story, but yeah, that's before I got to the barbershop.
Yeah. And yeah, I remember you cut my hair like a few years ago, and that was over on Broadway.
Yep.
And then Rick opened up another shop. So does he still own the one on Broadway too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he doing his thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we gotta keep moving.
Yeah.
Gotta keep moving. Gotta keep expanding.
And now he's doing
Bail bonds.
Bail bondsman too.
Yep.
I seen that too. I was like, okay, he doing his thing.
I
He
might have
hustling.
rubbed off a little bit. Like he was already working jobs, but then I started going and doing so many things. I think he was just like, man, you giving me that spark I need.
Yeah.
And he just started hitting it, man.
Gotta get it.
Got to.
Yep.
Got kids to feed.
Right. So do you have dreams to have your own barbershop one day? Or
man, I'm kind of like in limbo about that. I do, but it's not really like. The thing is, when I look at a barbershop and the business model, like I'm a businessman first, and when I look at the business model, I'm very good with people, but I understand from being in the barbershop for so long, barbers have a different mentality than a lot of other people. We are entrepreneurs. We are 1099. We don't pay tax. We do pay taxes, but we don't.
You don't pay taxes. Hold on.
We don't get our
He
taxes
ain't say
paid. I ain't say that. IRS don't. We pay taxes. So we basically handle all the expenses that we have. We buy our own tools. We buy our own cleaning supplies. We do everything. We just pay a booth rent. We just pay to be in that area in the shop for the week. So yeah, when it comes to barbering, it's kind of tough because you get barbers that just like, I'm my own boss. I ain't got to be here. I could just leave and go do this. And it's like, it doesn't matter what type of opportunity you might give them. They're still going to have that same mentality of, I'm my own boss. So it's really hard to, like, manage barbers, especially men. So we're talking about men that you want to be like, hey, this is my barbershop. Can you clean up? Can you make sure your area is clean, make sure it looks good, so the environment, so you can make more money because nobody wants to come to a dirty environment. Them barbers might say, well, I ain't clean up. You clean up. I pay my booth rent. That's all I need to do is pay my booth rent. Or I clean my station. So it's like you can only do so much, and you can only manage so much. So when it comes to a barbershop, I'm like, I don't kind of really want no parts of it. Now salon, yes, I would own a salon. I wouldn't manage it. I wouldn't do anything with it. I would just probably own it and market it and have it set up like how I think a salon should look and feel and kind of get that feeling. But I wouldn't want to be.
I'll work there for you. I'll just massage the chick's head in a little chair.
Exactly.
Yeah, girl, you like that.
Do
Some
something
shoulders
like that.
too, real quick.
Girl, you tense.
You tense, girl. Like them shoulders. I'm gonna check your breast for
That's
lumps.
right.
I mean,
we also do pep smears too.
So you think you're gonna lean more towards real estate eventually, or?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
real estate's where it's at, man. That's bread, man. That's bread.
You get what you
For doing jack shit,
man. I mean, that's the thing. That's a misconception. Everybody thinks you don't do a lot.
No, of course you do.
Yeah,
you do, but it's easy work. I mean,
I'll explain it. So, being a realtor, right? So, say I get a listing. This is just being a realtor, not being a real estate investor. Just selling houses, helping people buy, helping people sell their house. When you get a listing, you gotta go to their appointment. Once you go to the appointment, go to the house. You kind of gotta look at the house, get pictures, see exactly what's wrong with it, see what's right with it, and then evaluate it based on the market that it's in. So usually we do comparative market analysis. So
right,
we call them just comps.
Yeah.
So when we do comps, we just have to basically look at the area in the quarter mile or 1 mile radius of houses that sold in the last 6 months. Sometimes houses don't sell in that area for like a year, so we got to go a year or 2 years or something like that. Kind of get a basis of what that house should be priced at.
Which also will make the value go up since it's like in some cases, if no houses are selling in that area, it's for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
In other cases, it's for the right reasons. So in that case, like the value goes up. And one thing I love about real estate, selling land with the house on it, you cannot remake that piece of land.
Exactly.
There's only one.
God's
Each piece of land that's a one of one right there.
God's not
You
making
know,
any more land.
so a person might be like, oh, well, the house two blocks down, it's sold for this. Is like, but that ain't this property, brother.
That ain't
this property right here. This one on one.
Exactly.
This one on one.
That ain't that. This ain't
Once this is, you know what I'm saying? It's like once this is bought, it's gone. Unless you can convince the owner to sell it, that it's like every piece of land is one of one.
Exactly.
So that's what's cool about real estate.
And when we do comps, we do it. We always say we gotta do it with a grain of salt, because we can have one house, like say it just has a basement, it's finished. We go to another house, exactly the same. It's an unfinished basement, but they have a big deck on the back. This house doesn't have a deck, so you got like a balance, like of okay, take this in consideration, we'll take away, and you like this, we'll add 10 grand, we'll take this.
I'll tell you what really makes the value of a house go up: a garage.
Oh, garage definitely.
A garage, man.
Garage, finished basement, nice kitchen, nice bathroom, and square footage for the most part. It's all about square footage. You can have the best house in the world. If your house is 1,200 square foot, it's not gonna be sold for $400,000. It's impossible.
Right.
Why? Because what am I gonna do with?
Unless you're living in like California somewhere.
Exactly. Unless you're living in California.
Right.
I stand corrected. Unless you live in California.
Right.
So, like I was saying, with comps, that's just the first part. You're not getting paid yet. You can get paid for your to drive there, because what if this comp is in Millersville? What if this comp is in freaking the end of Jackson? What if you're driving 20 minutes to go there, 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back? You're not getting paid for that gas. Now, on top of that, you got to actually work before you even get hired. So now you got to be like, all right, we got this listing. What if you come back and be like, hey, your house is only it's probably doing the comps, it's only worth about $120,000. In their mind, well, this house is $200,000 because the one beside me sold for $200,000. And you're just like, but they got 2 extra rooms and another bathroom. So some of those things, when professionals, we got to kind of like break down exactly why it's valued at that point, give them the understanding, and then hopefully that they will list with us and we're able to sell it. Okay, that's the first part. Other than that, now we actually have to sell it and market it. We got to pay for the pictures. We usually pay for the pictures. We're talking about like $100, maybe $300, depending on square footage. So now we pay for so we cover the marketing, we cover the pictures, and we cover obviously the showings, dropping back and forth that we got to show somebody, and we don't get paid until the house closes. So what if we have it on the market and it's on the market for 3 months? Now we're driving, doing showings, doing that for 3 months or a year. So you're talking about we're not getting paid at all, and we're spending money this whole time, wasting gas, putting miles on our car, and then we sell the house, and then we get a $3,000 check. And people are like, oh, man, that's a nice check. Big. It's like, I've been working on this for 3 years. I'm negative $200. Like, this $3,000 just did nothing but recoup what I did.
Right.
Or this $3,000 gave me back, for my pain and suffering. Some of these people, we got to deal with a seller that might be very irritated. It might be a divorce. And we're having to play both sides with the wife and the husband. And they're trying to sell the house, but one person wants this realtor and the other wants this realtor. And this realtor says it's going to be way more, but in your mind, it's never going to sell for that much. They're just kind of massaging their way to get that listing, and then it's going to sit on the market for 3-4 months. And then they're going to be like, well, we can lower the price. And then the price end up getting lowered to the value that you already originally had. So it's a lot of work when it comes to real estate, and we do get paid well when we work well and when we have a great network. So when you're first starting out, we didn't even talk about startup fees. We didn't talk about it costs about $1,500 just to get started before you even sell a house. It costs you about $1,500 to be able to sell a house. After passing the exam, after studying for the exam, it took me 8 times to pass my real estate exam.
Dang.
To be honest, it took me 8 times.
Dang.
So when it comes to perseverance and resilience, I got whatever it takes. So I've never been too shy of hard work, and knowing exactly that my hard work will pay off in due time. So just wrapping it up with a bow, being a realtor is very hard work. It's not hard labor. That's what we mix those two. It's not hard labor, but the mental work that it takes to not only do the paperwork, learn the paperwork to do, because you do your own contracts. I ain't even getting the contracts. Dealing with sellers, dealing with the selling agent or the buyer's agent, dealing with the lender, then dealing with the title company. So you're talking about all these people, and then inspectors and appraisers. So we're having to communicate with all these different people. Everybody has to be on one accord. Everybody has to be in the same communication and knowing exactly what's going on with the deal. But then also you have to actually sell it to get paid.
If you're not into it, you really gonna hate that type of work.
Oh yes, you have to be you got to be a dog. You can't just be out here just like, oh, I think I might get a listing today. No, you have to jump on it because these people are. I had one phone call, right? I was in the barbershop, and this is why I'm starting to get away from the barbershop. I was in the barbershop, guy calls me. I'm like, oh, snap, got a call. So I call him back. I literally missed the phone call by like 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes.
Gone.
Maybe 2 minutes at the most. I literally looked down, grabbed it. Oh, somebody called me. Boom. Call back. Hey, he was, oh, I was calling about a listing, but I ended up calling Jared. Luckily, I work with Jared. So luckily, Jared was like, okay, you can go ahead and get this listing. But we ended up going 50-50 on the deal since he went and called Jared. But it was like
all because of a missed phone call.
All because of a missed phone call. And that listing, that when I end up selling it, it was a long process because it was a lake. Oh my God, paperwork gets so extensive when you have different things. So it was on a well, so it had well water, so on a septic, and or well water or septic. I can't remember. It was like last year. It was early last year. But I also know it was on a lake. So you needed like a lake document. That kind of conflicted with the loan because it was a VA loan. So it was a veteran and government loans. If you've dealt with government loans, they are very particular on the things that need to be handled, fixed, or know exactly what's going on. So it was just a lot extra paperwork when it came to that. And also, it was in Perryville. I had to drive 50 minutes to this listing every time.
Dang.
When I went there one time and the door was locked for the appraiser, and I had to go through a window. I had to.
Wow.
A black man going through a window in a nice neighborhood in Perryville is not fun.
Did anyone call the police?
No, they didn't.
Thank
God.
God.
Luckily, my sign is outside.
Right.
Luckily,
yeah.
Luckily, but it was like it was any other situation. It
Dude,
was a small.
That would have been
bad.
It
was a small window, bro. If I was 20 pounds heavier, I wouldn't have been able to get in through that window. 20 pounds heavier. But yeah, man, being a realtor is hard work.
So I thought you only did realtor work in Cape. So you drive out of Cape
talking about
too.
Perryville, Millersville, Jackson, Scott City, Chaffee, Advance, Sykeston.
Wow.
We know people that got listings all the way in New Madrid, all the way in Kennett, Missouri. We had a realtor that sold a house in Kennett, Missouri. That's where I'm from. That's an hour and a half away. I had one agent that's on my team. Shout out to Sergio. He sold a house all the way in Kansas City, Missouri.
Dang.
Luckily, he didn't do a lot. He was like, I'm coming there and I'm going to list it and I'm going to schedule showings, but I'm not driving back up there until it's closing time.
Right.
Luckily, he did, and he just drove back up. We're talking 4 hours one way.
That's hard to do, too.
Man, 4 hours one way, that's definitely hard to do. Like,
because, I mean, if everyone that you showed a house to, if none of them buy it and it's going to be a different, you got to show it again, right?
Keep
no one's going to buy a house without seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it gets difficult. The only reason I say that because I'm a person that's a realist, and I want the real and I want the truth. If it's hard, let me know it's hard. Boom. I know it's hard. It's about to be hard work. I'm ready for it. Like the real estate exam. They told me it's going to be hard. Boom. Okay, cool. Oh, 3 tests, 4 tests, 5 tests, 6. Shit. This is really hard. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I need to really focus. And then I'll have to drive to St. Louis every time to take the test. That's another thing. So it's been a crazy journey. But I will say, man, it's one of the most rewarding jobs and careers I've been in because seeing people buy their house. Buying a house is a big freaking deal.
Yeah, it's like the biggest. It's like the biggest purchase you're gonna make as an adult, for real.
A car and a freaking house payment, bro. So it's like it's such a big deal, and it's so you can understand. Like I told you all that I got to do. Now I got to emotionally support these buyers or sellers. Like you go to an inspection, bro, and it will crush their heart. They will go. I just left an inspection at 10. I'm glad you reminded me because you called me. I was like, oh, I'm leaving the inspection right now. Like about to drive to the office. So during the inspection, you'll get like, say they come down here. The point of an inspector is to like break everything down. They go through the house with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah.
They go and they find any little crack, any little crevice, anything that you might have fixed, but you didn't really fix it. Oh, it's a patch in the wall, but you kind of like put a little caulk on it and slap some on it. You're like, oh, okay, it's good. It's not a hole. And they'll come and they'll be like, what's
see, the
this?
whole integrity of this wall is wrecked, and it's going to be falling in soon.
And it's going to be $10,000 to fix it or something like that. Like, so sometimes it gets super scary. Or you're like, I had one house I sold last year, and this is, I'm gonna tell the full story on this, but just talk about how hard it is, but also how much ethics you have to have. So this house I sold last year needed a whole new roof. So we end up, after the inspection, we was like, okay, see if the insurance was covered. The insurance said they will cover it. We got a quote. It was like $7,500 to fix the roof. So we went back and forth on negotiating, and I messed up on one line, which is so crucial. I put 0, and I should have put 5,000. Should have put 5,000. I put 0, meaning that they were going to cover the closing costs. I put 0, meaning that the buyers are going to cover the closing costs, but they're going to fix the roof. They didn't have money for closing costs. So when that happened and they got back, I was like, oh, I messed up, and they agreed on it. So after they agreed and we got both signatures, it's on me now. So what am I going to do? Am I going to tell the buyers that y'all got to pay $5,000? You got to find out.
You can't just scrap the contract and redo it?
Not at that point. You got to make sure you go to the next contingency, which is appraisal. So then after that, I got to at least be like, I would have had to done some finagling just to get myself out of that deal. So I would have to pay for it. But guess what I did?
What?
Talk with the buyers. I let them know what mistake I made. I didn't talk to the sellers about that because I'm not the seller's agent, so there's no point in me trying to explain my mistake. But I explained to my buyers. I let them know what was happening, and they explained to me, man, we really love this house, man. We really want to get it. I've dreamed about owning a house. I didn't even think I can own a house. And I'm like, all right, man. We're just going to keep going with the deal. I didn't say anything to the seller. I was just like, all right, let's go. I lost money in that deal. I sold a whole house, and I lost $2,000 of my own money because of one mistake that I made.
No way. Ooh, I know that's dumb.
Oh, boy. You talking about, so that check would have been, I'm going to do the math real quick.
That'll ruin your month, maybe a few.
Mm-hmm. Let me, okay, the house 115, God. So my commission would have been $2,400 for that sale.
Instead, you was negative 2,000.
So $2,400, take away 5,000. I was negative $2,585.
Oh shit!
So I was
lesson learned.
Oh my God!
Lesson learned.
I could have quit. I could have quit right then and been like, bro, F this. But you know what I said? I gotta get my money back. I'm about to sell about 100 of these now. Now I'm about to sell it, and I'm never messing up on that again.
Right.
I would never mess up on seller's concession. I know what seller's concession means for sure. $2,000 lesson. So, yeah. So that showed right there my integrity. I went to the closing. You never seen me frown in the closing. I was smiling in the closing picture. They was happy with their house. They went on with their life. I got the volume. I mean, you can look at my numbers and be like, oh, you sold this much millions but I mean, I got paid for all of them.
That kind of reminds me of like fighting. So, as a pro fighter, if you lose, you only get half of what you would have made if you won. So in the contract, it'll say like,
that's interesting.
It'll say like 5,000 to show and fight, 10,000 if you win. So when you see a person when they're raising that person's hand, and the other person lost, he's only making half. He could have made double his money.
Woo.
That's fighting.
That's a good incentive to
everywhere. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That's a good incentive right there.
So that's how it works as a professional fighter.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Everywhere. UFC, the small promotions, Bellator, like anywhere. If it's a pro fight, just know the person that loses, they're making half of what they would have made. Yeah.
Rightfully so. You lost.
But not.
Rightfully so.
Well, it just sucks though.
It does suck. No, it sucks.
It
sucks to lose. And
you're a loser.
Lose twice. You lost twice.
Because imagine you fight your heart out. Or imagine this. Imagine y'all go all 3 rounds and it's like a toss-up. Or imagine you know you won. Imagine everyone in the crowd knows you won, and everyone's waiting for you to get your hand raised, and then they raise the other guy's hand.
Yep. I've been snubbed before in life. That sucks. That's probably the worst, though. Probably the worst. That's when I realized life is not.
That's why they call it a robbery, because you're literally getting robbed.
Yeah, you're getting robbed. That's real life robbery, too. When I got robbed, it wasn't like that. it was just an award. But money, when the money came into it, oh man, I'd be ready to.
So I did this program at SEMO. It was like it was called the Launch You. It's basically like a small business startup program. They teach you how to like start up a small business. and how to manage it and stuff. And at the end, we had a test, or we had a competition to see who could write the best like business proposal, like startup business from everything from like the proposal to startup costs, how it's going to be ran, and like everything.
The whole business plan.
The whole business plan, right? It was a contest on the business plan, and the winner got like $500, and I felt like I had the best one, and they gave it to this other motherfucker.
It's subjective.
This white person. I said, "Oh, that's what we doing here." Now, y'all know damn well I'm the only minority in this fucking class. Y'all know that motherfucker don't need that money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, though.
If anybody need this money, I need this money. And my business plan was the best one. And it was like the most realistic. His wasn't even fucking realistic.
Yeah, I've been there. Yep, I've been there.
Like, my business plan didn't even require any startup money.
Bro, you're preaching to the choir right now.
My business plan was for a traveling personal trainer.
Okay.
And his was like, it was some dumb shit, man. I was just like, and even when, and not only his business plan, but his whole proposal, like
he was stuttering.
Like I'm like literally afterwards, I was like, I got this in the bag. Nope, they gave it to this other guy, $500. I was fucking pissed.
Yep.
I was like, fuck all y'all.
Yep.
Y'all know. I was mad, dude.
Yep. I had recently.
This little rinky dink ass ideal, some shit he ain't even gonna do.
And that's the thing. So that because you had your passion already in it and your mind, so you already were into that business deal. It wasn't even just about the money. It was like, no, I can get this $500, but this is also something we can make happen. And we can really do it. And I can be like, look what I started. Look at this business. Yeah. So I had this. I was in this group called Leadership Cape, which is amazing. If anybody ever wants to be in Leadership Cape, it's Leadership Cape and Leadership Jackson. So I was in it, and we had this like business proposal thing that we wanted to do. So this is what I was talking about. I was like, I can't talk about some stuff that's about to come up. So I had this business proposal for basically a food festival in Cape. This food festival is famous in other large cities that I've been to and I've experienced.
Let's push this mic a little bit.
Okay. So when I got to that to those festivals, I was like, this is amazing. I was like, we need something like this in Cape because it's all about local foods. And then I was like, all right, this is what we're gonna pitch. So they was like, what do we guys need to pitch? I'm like, all right, bet this is what we need to pitch. Boom, boom, boom. I had everything. I literally had this already thought out for months. So I was like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. Boom, 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 boom. These are the sponsorships. This is how we're gonna get paid. This is where the parking is. This is what we're gonna have. We're gonna have it downtown. I had everything. They were like, no, it's okay. Y'all see your ideas. You know what we picked for our idea for like the businesses?
What?
I don't want to say it because it's kind of
just say it.
Cleaning drains, storm drains. Cleaning storm drains. Now, not saying it's bad. Not saying it doesn't help the economy. I mean, not the economy.
How important is that?
I mean, it's helping the environment. You know what I mean? But this was realistic. I was like, this is something that we can do. But I will say this: that festival that I was talking about.
First of all, who's gonna be clean storm drains? Yeah, who's gonna be into that? Now, when you talk about food, everyone's into food. A food festival? Come on now.
In Cape with music?
Come on, man. That's what people want. A good time.
That's what, and that's all.
Who's gonna show up to clean drains? Who's gonna show up to clean drains? I'm not showing up to clean a fucking drain. I'll pay somebody to come and clean my drain.
That's facts, and that's why I was I was upset, but I learned, I grew so much from that because I was like, it's not about you. It's not about what my idea is. This is a group activity. We're going with the group. If the group wants to do that, cool.
So the group they went with the storm.
So that's what they. I'm just say I was only. Other than that,
why couldn't y'all do both?
It's one of the things where you have to pick one. You just have to have a proposal and a business plan, and then you present it at the end of the program. And we end up going to like the Cape Chamber of Commerce, and went to the First Friday Coffee and presented it in front of like 200 business owners and something like that. So that's another reason why I was mad, because I was like, when I present it, it's hundreds of business owners. I already am in the crowd to get the funding and get the sponsorship. So I was like, I'm gonna propose this, and I'm gonna be enthused about it. Like, this is my time. And then it just went away, and I was like, okay. But hindsight now, I actually figured out that they were actually already thinking of doing this type of thing, but they just had a different name. And I feel like when they do it, like I'm going to talk to the guy. I actually talked to him this morning. But when I have a meeting with them, if they are going to stick with what they're doing, they're going to have a different name, then I'm probably going to start mine and have that name. That's because it's a brand. It's not just a name. Anybody can have a festival. Anybody can call it a peach festival or a drink festival or a beer festival. But when you have a brand name of a festival that's in every major cities, that's going to bring people here because they're going to be like, oh, that was there in that city. So that city had all their local foods. Philly cheesesteaks can't get made the same in freaking California.
Right.
They can say they can, but when you go to Philly, you're going to be like, oh, my God, it's original.
Right.
So,
it's Philly, yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, okay, bet. They're going to have some freaking, I don't know. I don't want to say any names because they don't sponsor me yet, so I can't say any certain names. But
Right.
there's some local businesses here that do very well, and people love them, and people rave over them. Boom. I just get them to come, and now people are coming from St. Louis. They're coming from Tennessee, Memphis, all these places right on I-55, jumping here and like, I never ate this before. I didn't even know this was in Cape. And it's like I'm gonna shout one person out, one business out. So Sands Pancake. I've been living in Cape almost 10 years. Didn't even know anything about Sands. Then like last
Sans
year,
Pancake?
you know what that is?
No.
Wow. See, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. This is what I was trying to do. I was trying to bring awareness to these.
I don't really eat pancakes.
Yeah. So it's basically a homemade, old school breakfast spot.
Where's it at?
It's on the south side. Yes.
Oh, that's why.
Exactly.
I don't go over there.
Yeah, it's on the south side. So that's even more so that just shows me right there. And I can get even more detail in like the real estate and having prime location and then also having value and having the demand. It doesn't matter where they are. They're in the south side of Cape, and you still got people that live in Jackson, that live on Lexington and over in Cape. And these are, if you don't know where these places are, this is like the great neighborhoods in Cape. You're talking about these people coming all the way to the south side, where they wouldn't even send their kids to go to school. And they're coming to eat pancakes, coffee. So it's like, it doesn't matter where you are. If you have what people want, then they're going to come get you. So,
Right. You know, so did you know that Cape is like, so I'm going to butcher this actual words of this statistic, but there's a statistic that basically says Cape is like has the most poor black families in all of the cities in Missouri. Cape.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Just because it's like Cape is affordable, but it's also easily to be not affordable. So Cape is affordable if you're working, you got a good job, you got a nice career, and you're diligent at just working and raising a family. It's a great place to live, affordable. You can buy a house. It's not going to be $800,000 for a 2-bedroom. So it's like relatively affordable. But then you also got things that limit you, like your mindset or your environment.
Your upbringing is like the main thing for real.
So we're talking about, and I got friends that, like really trying to revitalize Southside Cape, and I'm proud to say I'm actually one of those people trying to help and trying to do the same thing by bringing home ownership to the Southside Cape and helping those people that down there get educated on home ownership and understanding that they could also do it if they had just a little work, get the credit right, save up a little money, be disciplined on different things. Don't be a consumer all the time and just spending, but like going to work and saving for a bigger goal. So I would say I could see that just because, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you grew up in the same exact, you've seen people that have the same exact parents, but they're two different people.
Yeah.
So it's like you can live in the same exact town. You can go to the same school, but you go home and your parents talk to you about credit, real estate, wealth, stocks, insurance, life insurance, whole life insurance, how you can borrow against those type of things. When you don't have cash, you can actually borrow against your insurance. It's crazy. It's a whole nother subject.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know nothing about that. And I heard about that just earlier this year. I was like, what?
What? Yes. And then I talked to friends. They're like, oh, yeah, that's how I bought my first property. And I'm like, what the? Like, he would have never just told me that because he would have been like, oh, just assumed you know.
Do you have life insurance?
Yes. I had like 3 policies.
So I should get life insurance?
Definitely. But you should get a whole life insurance, and you should make sure that you're doing it the right way. So you got to make sure you get a whole life insurance policy, and you need to make sure that they don't try to stick you with a term life because I'm going to just let the cat out the bag. insurance agents get paid more for a term than they do for whole life, and how you structure it. So you gotta like be very adamant about I want it structured this way because I want to be able to pull money out whenever my cash value is at a level.
So who can I go to figure to learn about this that I can actually trust?
I got a few people.
Because I don't know nothing about life insurance.
Yeah, I'll tell you off.
But one thing I do know is it's best to get it when you're young because it's going to be cheaper.
Way cheaper, yep. And just, if you don't smoke, I mean, they'll do a test and just see if you smoke or whatever you got, marijuana or something or nicotine in your blood system, whatever. But that just raises your payment per month. So, your
so
risk.
Make sure you're clean.
Yeah, so it's like if you go there young, don't smoke, don't drink, boom, you probably got the lowest rate. I started when I was at...
Definitely don't tell him I'm a fighter. You ain't going to make it very long.
Oh, man, yeah. They're going to be like,
I don't fight. I don't do drugs. I work out moderately.
I work out moderately. I'm a deacon at the church. You gotta throw some extra stuff. I give to charity. I'm an organ donor. But yeah, things like that, like parents talk about these things to their kids regularly, which I can't wait to talk to my son about. But we say you born in the South Side, what do you think they're gonna be talking about? Bro, you need this pack, bro. You need to sell this gas, bro. You sell this gas, you can get this much money, and that's the first thing you hear. You
they ain't lying.
You like, oh snap, I can get some money. Oh, this how I get money.
Yeah.
You just jump on it. You don't think like, hey, bro, you can just go and work at Walmart. If you can't work at Walmart, try to get you a factory job. You can't get a factory job. Won't you wash cars? Won't you mow lawns?
They're gonna be like, what? Work for a whole week, 40 hours, and when I can make that in a day?
Mm-hmm. But it's like, yeah, or you can get caught in a day and you can spend 40 years. It doesn't take long. I've did that, so I can talk about this on my part of my story. So part of my journey is before I became barbering, I sold drugs. So that was my mid-life. Not midlife, but like my struggle between things, like that was my lost period. Like I was never going to be like fully lost. If I'm lost, I'm got some money on me. So I was like, okay, I'm not playing basketball. I'm just going to school. I'm cutting the hair a little bit. Like I just started, like I was saying, like 2 or 3 cuts a week. And I'm working at Dollar Tree. So I'm only getting paid $7 an hour. $7.35 an hour because it had just went up. The minimum wage went up from $7.06 to $7.35. Like doesn't really mean anything because they're taking out still the same amount of taxes.
Hooray!
Regardless,
I got 30 more cents.
Regardless, so I worked a 40-hour week 1 week, right? I was like, all right, bet. I took a semester off from SEMO, right? But before I got into SEMO, I was like, I'm taking a semester off. I'm really grinding. I might have been a whole year actually. Might have been a whole year. So I take that year off. My hair grinding, working at Dollar Tree. I keep getting these checks. I'm like, bro, these checks is nothing. And I was getting paid every 2 weeks. So I worked 40-hour week one time. This is like during Christmas. I'm thinking I'm getting like overtime, whatever.
Holiday pay,
going crazy. Bro, they gave me a check, bro, after 2 weeks. They gave me a check. You just guess what my check was. 40-hour week, $7.35 an hour. Oh, my God. Full time, all day long.
$200.
Bro, it was literally, my check was $300. I said, oh, my God, I've been working like $300 for 2 weeks? I was like, bro, 300. Man, I was so furious, but I already had a plan.
That's not even enough for rent.
So think about that. Think about if my rent is $600 and I get I'm 40. I'm working to live. I'm working to have a house, bro.
No food.
No food.
Like, well, I don't
gas.
I'm starving, but at least I have a roof over my head. I don't have gas, electricity, and none of that.
Now I'm walking to work. Now I got to sell my car. Now, so when I got to that situation, that's why I don't judge anybody on their grind and their way to success because I had a long ride. I'm not even where I want to be, not even close. But still, people look at me and they're like, "Oh man, you're pretty successful." And I'm like, I'm not even having scratched the surface yet. I'm just really getting out of the mud right now. Like I'm just now being like, standing up and be like, all right, now I can start walking. So I did what any young black man in the hood would do with $300. I went and bought me an ounce. I was like, oh, snap, I'm about to give me an ounce.
Yep.
Now, at the time, I was with a lady, so she was able to at least hold down the fort until I actually sold that amount to get my re-up money back. Once I got my re-up money, I was like, okay, good. I can breathe. Now that money is like basically working for me. It's like I saved that money that I made from it, that profit, and I went back. So I'm going to break this down, but kids don't do drugs, don't listen to drugs and drug talk. Don't be a drug dealer. I'm just explaining my story and how I end up getting here as a professional realtor and barber, the real estate barber. Okay, so I got that $300.
Tell them how to do it.
Got that $300 right. Went to my boy, like boom, I need an ounce. Gave me gave me an ounce for $300. Boom, okay, I got that. Now with that, if I sell each gram for this amount, I will end up with 500. And I think it was like $560. So I'm like, okay, $260 profit, then 300, and I do it again.
I'm trying to move this whole thing today. So I'm like, okay, it took me a little time to do it because people are like, oh, you sell drugs? What? You sell weed? What? So I knew a couple friends, but it was just like I gotta wait till they actually need it. Right.
And then once they get it, I'm like, okay, boom, 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 sell it to them. So I did that for like a good year, good run. I'm talking about a great run. I'm just stacking money. I'm putting it back. I wasn't making crazy money, but I was making enough to like breathe real good. Like, I'm talking about a couple more hundred a month. And I'm just like, yeah, this feels good. And then I get busted. So you got things called snitches out here. It doesn't matter if you're doing good. It doesn't matter if you're ethical. It doesn't matter if you have morals. They will tell on you to save their butt.
Yep.
So I had somebody, I guess they got in trouble. I wasn't involved at all. I just know, I guess he came to the house with a wire. And it was weird because it's guys.
You know who snitched on you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because it's supposed to be in the paperwork.
No, it wasn't. Not the name. It just said informant. So after that, once I got, busted or whatever, I was just like, dang, now I got to actually get a job to pay for these lawyer fees and these court fees because I'm not trying to be in jail. I want to be out.
Right.
So I was like, all right, pay for my money to get out or whatever. And all that led up to me working harder than I worked before. So luckily I got a gig through Manpower at P&G, and I worked diligently at that. So I worked super hard. So they was like, oh, you working hard? Well, you can stay here. And they thought I was going to stay because I worked so hard. I worked there for a month just to pay off.
I ain't staying here.
I was like, bro, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't even know who I am. Like, I'm way bigger than this. And no, I'm not disrespecting anybody that works at P&G or works for Manpower. Everybody has a starting place. And some people that's comfortable for their lifestyle. Me, I just have bigger aspirations.
Some people love working there.
They do. And I don't blame them. Like, you talk about you just go to work, it's easy. It's like automation.
And they got a decent retirement thing, too.
Exactly, bro. It's like great benefits. So there's nothing wrong with working there, but I knew I was an entrepreneur already. I was an entrepreneur. When I was actually selling weed, I worked at Dollar Tree, right? They would get aux cords and chargers in there. I used to buy all of them, 5, 10, however many, and then I was selling for $3 a piece. And then I came to my boy one time, and he was like, I was showing him some weed or whatever, and he was like, okay. And I was like, hey, I got some aux cords too, bro. You got an aux cord in your car? This was before Bluetooth. It was real big. So I'm like, you got an aux cord, bro? He got an aux cord. He was like, dang, bro, I do need an aux cord here. He's like, I said, bro, this $3. Oh, $3, bro, give me 2 of them. Yeah. And he was like, bro, he was like, man.
That's also illegal, sir.
Definitely.
Illegal. And that's the thing. You don't even have to be selling drugs. You could try to sell T-shirts. Guess what? It's illegal. The government wants their money.
Exactly. So when I did that, first thing he said to me was, he was like, bro, you ain't no drug dealer, bro. You're an entrepreneur. And he said that, and I was like, yeah, I am an entrepreneur, bro.
The thing is this. It's harder to sell other things. Like, drugs is the easiest thing to sell because so many people do it. Yeah, like, when you got so many people that smoke weed, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. And then
you won't even know smoke.
And I mean, it's just, dude, it's hard to sell anything in reality. Mm-hmm. It's hard to sell things, but what's easy to sell is what a lot of people ain't selling. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's also a numbers game.
It is.
It's like, what can I sell that everyone else ain't selling? Mm-hmm. You know,
or having the best of the best.
See, now I'm pretty sure in Missouri, like a lot of other states, you can actually get your medical card and your grow card, and you can actually grow for patients.
Yep, definitely.
So I mean,
yeah, I got a friend I'm meeting today.
That's a route.
He actually has his own grow shop. Shout out to Grow Up Smoke Shop, or the Grow Shop actually, gardening and cannabis.
I need to go check them out. Yeah, talk to them.
Yeah, my God.
I'd love to be able to grow some plants for people. I mean, that's pretty fucking easy job right there.
You're a gardener at that point. You're not
right.
You're a cultivator.
Farmer.
Yeah, you're a farmer.
It's
so
pretty easy.
You can't just be like, oh, because people still have the same stigma as like, what, 2-3 weeks ago? Like, oh, it's illegal. Now it's legal. Okay, now what?
It's legal now, yeah.
Now I'm a cultivator. So you can say, people were saying the same thing about alcohol before.
I mean, it's been medically legal for a while, but now it's recreational.
Yes, now it's recreational.
So
yeah, and that kind of scares me a little bit, but I ain't gonna get into my conspiracy theories.
Why so?
Because if something's made legal but it's been illegal for hundreds of years, why is it legal now?
It's legal now because
they can control
because they want to have control of the money.
Mm-hmm. Now I understand that part. I definitely understand like they can control like getting the taxes, like letting people make it an actual legal business. And now it's like, okay, now it's an actual legal business. Now we can get tax money from it.
But
what happens when they start controlling too
This is the
much?
way I see it. Why is it legal now? Because it should be. How has alcohol been legal?
It definitely should be. It should have never been illegal if it's a plant.
Exactly.
Should have never been
If anything,
illegal.
Alcohol should be legal.
Definitely. That's
you know what I'm saying? Alcohol, that's a beast. That's a whole nother beast right there.
Spirit, actually, to be honest. It's a spirit. And that's why they call them spirits, because it changes to a
demon spirit.
Yeah, it changes to a whole different person. What people
Except for that Henny, that's a light spirit right there. That's that light spirit.
That's for you. That's for you. I know people that get on Henny and fight. I know people that get on gin and fight.
Like not me. I mean, I will, but it just makes
though, so you got that out your system. Other people probably
right, yeah.
They be already angry and they get some Hennessy and they just like,
yeah, you're right,
and start swinging on people.
Huh? Yeah, I'm done. I'm done fighting after my training. I don't feel like fighting.
Exactly. Like, it's like, bro, come on, chill.
It's gonna take. You're gonna have to really do. You're gonna have to basically swing on me to get me to fight.
Exactly.
Then I'm knocking your ass out.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's a whole nother story.
But yeah, man, it's hard being an entrepreneur. It really is. It's like, and that's why I've been grinding so hard with fighting and taking it to the next level. You know, I wanted to go pro in like a year or so, but I just recently decided like it's time to take my foot off the brake. It's time to shift into sixth gear and just
fully commit.
Put my foot on the gas and just go ahead and go pro, because I need to start building my pro record and I need to get on TV.
Exactly.
You know, I can't expect to, get good sponsors and brand deals and sell my own merchandise and things like that if I'm not even on TV.
Exactly.
You know, that's what people want to see. I know once I get to the UFC, I'm taking off. Like,
but you can do that now, though, just with social media. Luckily, we got social media now, so you can
it's hard, even still. It's hard.
It's still hard. Cause
you know how many content creators there are now? They can't do things that I can do. It's like what I do is very special.
Yep.
Anyone can just, like a podcast, anyone can sit and talk. That's easy. Yep. Anyone can do a prank video. Anyone can do, there's a lot of stuff that a lot of content creators are doing things that anyone can do.
Yeah.
And, well, I wouldn't say, anyone can fight too, but it takes a certain amount of skill and time. I've already put 7 years into fighting. So in order for a person to really be able to do what I can do, they're going to have to put in a few years themselves, like, 3 to 7 years to get to where I'm at. And that's
what I love about hard work, man.
That's grinding.
Exactly. That's what I love about it, because nobody can. If success was easy, bro, everybody would be successful, and it wouldn't be as special as it is. People wouldn't even look at you differently. Like when you get to a certain level of success and come from a certain level of like hell, people will look at you and be like, bro, you're like in a godly form. Like, oh my God, and you're just like, bro, I'm focused. I'm just focused on doing exactly what I need to do. I know what I need to do, and I know how to get there, and I'm just doing it. And people will look at it like you're doing something spectacular or amazing, and it's just because they've never had to actually depend on themselves to do what they need to do. And as an entrepreneur, we have to depend on ourselves. We can't blame anybody. And that's what I love about being an entrepreneur, though. I can't blame anybody, but I can take it's not like I can take all the credit, because it's still people that are in the mix that's helping me. But it's like when you're your own business and you have to put yourself out there and you have to actually make stuff shake to pay the bills, like you have a different type of confidence when you go out there, You go to a listing appointment. I go give somebody a card. I cut their hair. They love their haircut. I post them on Facebook. People started coming in, blowing me up. Like, that's a different type of confidence, knowing that I had to go out there to get this business, and then I also had to follow through and give them what they expected, or more than what they expected, just for them to come back and then also rave about me to somebody else, for them to come and then build my business even more. So I feel like, man, when you're an entrepreneur and you're building all this stuff, like, that's what I was telling you before. I was like, bro, this is lit. Like, you got the whole freaking studio, you got the merch, you got the logo is fire. Like, when I seen the logo, I was like, oh, that logo is fire. I already thought, it was like, bro,
Dude,
I'm about to get one of these shirts.
I made this logo when I was working as a caregiver. When I was at work, taking care of my client, and I just sketched this up, dude. It took me like 5 minutes.
Crazy.
I wanted it to be Powerful Fitness. And I wanted to have like a lightning bolt involved. So, I created it, and then I sketched it, and then took a picture of the sketch and sent it to someone to turn it into a digital picture or whatever. But yeah, man, I'm trying, and I know eventually, things are really going to take off. But right now, I'm just laying down the platform, creating the content, creating the merch. So once I do get put in front of a lot of eyes, now they got something they can watch. They got something. Because imagine if I just fought and I didn't do anything else, and then I get on TV, I blow up. It's like, what now? I'm still only going to get money from my fight checks.
From fights, yep.
But if I got merch, if I got a YouTube channel where people can watch my content and get paid through freaking AdSense and blah 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 blah, brand deals and stuff. So that's why I just been trying my best to create these things. But it definitely is a lot of work, and I don't even be wanting to do the shit most of the time.
Really don't, man.
Like, I love sitting and talking, but I don't want to chop up the video and I hate, like I said on the podcast yesterday, dude, I hate being at my computer.
Yeah.
I just don't like doing it.
Yeah.
I'd rather sit on my couch and play Fortnite.
That's funny. I'm like total opposite. So it's not like I like being on my computer, but I like being outside. Like, I'm just an outside type of guy. I'm moving. You know me. I'm like very personable. So I like being with people, making people laugh, and then also just like working, grinding.
See, and that's my thing too. Like, the stuff I don't like doing, if I was doing it with somebody, like if I'm sitting at the computer with somebody, then it's more fun. Yeah. Like, I try to get my girlfriend to come over and sit with me while I do certain things on my computer, and it's like, she don't really want to do it. Yeah. Because it's boring to her. And I'm just like, this shit's boring to me too, so let's try to make it not boring.
Yeah, yeah, but we actually, with Team Sergio, we're actually about to start, I don't want to give out no game to these other realtors. They might try to start biting stuff, you know what I'm talking about? But so we're gonna start like basically having a day where we're all just grinding. It's just like a grind time. It's like 4 hours where we just go to the office and get anything we need done, paperwork done, deals that we're thinking about doing, follow up, any just miscellaneous work that we all usually do by ourselves, or like, I'm gonna get to it later.
Reading over contracts.
We're gonna do all that in this first 4 hours. Like, bro, so it's, man, next 2023, bro. So it's gonna. I've never been so happy for a new year than I am this year.
Me too.
Never been more happy than 2020 was already a terrible year. Yeah. But 2021 was like, a little better. 2022 was like, it's okay. 2023, I'm like,
hey, COVID shook some shit up. COVID shook some shit up, bro. Everything had changed, bro. Like,
no joke, bro.
A lot of people are still trying to bounce back from that.
Yeah, and that's
so many people lost their jobs, man. How crazy is that?
Think about how much that mentally just attacked people. Like, it probably took everything they had, like all the air out of the freaking balloon, out of the sail, because they were just like, bro, I was grinding in 2019, bro. Like, my life was immaculate in 2019. I was about to have a child. I was about to get my real estate license. I was in the barbershop for a whole year. I had graduated from college. I was on it on 2019. And 2020 came, bro. And when I tell you, it was like, what type of kicks do y'all do? What's the worst kick to the face? Like a turnaround?
Front kick. Spinning back kick.
Bro, I got a spinning back kick to the nose. Right to the nose, not to the head. Just snap my whole nose, face. Bro, life hit me so hard in 2020. But when 2021 came back around, I was like, okay, I just got to try to patch it up. But I'm saying that to say, I think a lot of people are still stuck in 2020 because they had the same life, same routine, same job. They might have lost it, might have kept the job, but everything else went up in price. So now they're in a worse position, but they think they're in the same exact position, but it's like, you're not. So you got to do more. And I think a lot of people just got wore down so much that they're just like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to do anything. Like, I'm just done. And my goal, if you see me on Facebook, my goal is to motivate anybody, inspire anybody to keep going because I was in the worst time of my life. So I'll go over it a little bit. For some people don't know, but I lost a child in 2020. So in 2020, not only did, the world was going to crap, you got people rioting and taking over the freaking Capitol or wherever it was. So it was just chaos in the world. We got wars about to go on. We got the vid, and then I lose my son. Bro, it was the worst year, and I can stamp that. That was the worst year of my life. So after all that, and then finding a way to bounce back, because I didn't want to go back to the barbershop. I didn't want to go back to real estate. I didn't want nobody to see my face.
You didn't want to do nothing.
I didn't want to do nothing. I didn't care about making money. I didn't care about dying. I didn't care about living. It was just the worst time, and I know some people probably still stuck in that. Luckily, I was already on freaking cloud 9 the year before, so I knew I can get back there. I just was like, it's gonna be a long road to get back up there. Luckily, it didn't take that long. It only took about a year. But and some people, a year is very, very long. But to me, I know years go by like days.
2022.
2022 went by like
flew.
Bro, man, that might be the fastest year.
That's why, that's another thing I tell myself every day. I'm like, don't stress about where you're at right now. As long as you wake up and you grind every day, bruh.
Get 1% better every day. That's
3 to 5 years from now,
bro.
hey, write this shit down. 3 to 5 years from now, I'm made, baby.
We talking in the future.
I'm talking millions. I'm talking millions.
Bro, what's your goal for 5 years? By 2022? 2027.
In the next 5 years, my goal is to have enough money to retire.
What's that number amount? What's that dollar amount?
Shit.
You gotta get specific. The universe only gives you what you ask for.
Look, man. All I know is this. Once I reach 1 million, I'm set. Because
don't say that. Don't limit yourself.
Well, I'm not saying that's all I need. I'm saying once I reach 1 million, now I know 100% I'm good.
Yep. I got
you. The amount of money, like things you can invest in, like businesses, properties, I don't even need a whole meal, but like $1 million, I know I'm good.
Yeah.
Because taxes is gonna take a lot
taxes
too.
Definitely take a lot. But you're only gonna get them taxes if you don't. You know me, so them taxes ain't going.
Well, there's a lot you can do to avoid taxes. So
or defer taxes. We'll say that defer. Push them on to the next year, and
right?
The next year, and the next year.
What I really would love to do once I get enough money is fix and flips.
Yeah, exactly.
I really like the idea of buying a property for like 20 to 40K, putting 20 to 40K in it, and then selling that bitch for like 150 to 200,000. That, man. Yeah. Come on, man.
And people, I want everybody to understand. It's not saturated. Don't think the real estate market is saturated. Don't think people just because everybody on the internet is flipping. Do you know how many? You have to understand the magnitude of money that's on this planet Earth. You have to understand the magnitude of houses they're building houses left and right. In Cape, they're building neighborhoods. They're some nice ones too. They can't even the real nice ones. So if they're building that means there's already demand for it. That means they already have money like ahead. They're probably like behind right now, which they are. Because when we was in a recession in 2008, it was 6 months of inventory. That's why the market crashed, because it was 6 months of inventory. Now we're like at 2 months of inventory. Like 2 months, we sell like 2 houses maybe a month or something like that. That's per agent. Bro, if you sell 2 houses, boom, now it's no other houses out here. Now it's like 1 or 2. So you'll be looking for a house in the $145,000 range to $120,000, and and then only houses that you see on the market is like 170, and then they're gone. And you might see one that's 135, and you're like, oh, I need to jump on it. And then you go there, and you're like, it's not really that good, but then it still sells. So it's one of them things, man. It's like you got to understand that it's not saturated. So I said that for anybody that's thinking about getting into real estate, flipping, investing, even trying to be an agent. Now, agent does seem like it's saturated, but it's still a lot of money out here for anybody. But you just have to work. That's the only thing that's tough about being an agent. So it's not like I try to promote people to be an agent. If they do, then I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm going to let you know exactly how much work it is. But if you want to be an investor, now it's a whole different story. Now we can work together, and I can help you build your portfolio.
Right.
And I had one guy that asked me about help building him portfolio. He's like, I want to, make my portfolio, a couple million in the next 5 years. And I'm like, all right, I'm with it. Like, let's go. Thing is, I don't know how to start that. But so I talked to guys that I'm with that know how they've got $1 million portfolio or more time $1 million portfolio. So I'm asking them, like, what do I do? How do you start? And they're just like, well, you ask them, what's the first thing they want to do? Do they want to flip a property first? They want to buy an investment property first? Do you want to just have one fix up, do a BRRRR method, which is buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat?
Right.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to just? It's so many things. Do you want to do short-term rentals, Airbnb, VRBO? It's so many ways in real estate. Do you want to do commercial? It's so many ways to make money in real estate, and there's so many avenues. Certain people, they think, like, just because somebody says they're in real estate, that they're in every piece of real estate.
Nah, there's so many different things you can do.
So many, man. And we ain't even talking about construction. We ain't talking about, like, concrete. It's so many parts that come to real estate, and real estate is just happen to be, like, the sexy part. It just happen to be the part that nobody's doing looking good. I would say that. Just happen to have like some type of professional look. But I mean, the appraiser is just as professional we are. They just have to go into a house so they don't dress like this. And the inspector is just professional as we are. They just have to go into the house and get under a sink so they're not dressed in a suit. So it's so many parts to it, but it's just like it's just so much. It's so much that you can do, and it's so much that you can, so much money that can be made in it, and you won't bother anybody's pockets. So I want to just encourage anybody that's thinking about getting in real estate, don't feel like it's saturated and you can't flip a property because all these people are flipping and whatever. Like, I can help with that.
See, like where I'm at in life is, if I could just bring home like $200,000 a year after taxes.
I ain't got there yet, but boy,
I'm cool. Hey, you'll never see me with a frown on my face. Never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever. Like, I'll be all smiles all day. Like, that's plenty enough money for me. And then from then on, making more money is just gonna be 100% fun.
Yes,
exactly. Not like I need this and that.
This
like right now, life. I need to sell some damn t-shirts. I need, what I'm saying? I need to start making money fighting. Like I need that.
Yeah.
But once I get to like $200K a year, dude, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I have a nice house. I can have me $1 million home, making payments on that. A couple cars, and I'm good. Like, good Christmases, good. Maybe a couple vacations a year. Like, man, I'm chilling on that.
Yeah,
like,
that's how I feel, and that's what gets me like eager.
Now, 100K, that's not enough.
Nah,
that's not enough anymore. You go back 20 years ago, that was good money, but now 100K is just like you're living 100% comfortably in like a nice small home. But if you want like a more lavish life, then you need to be making a few $100,000 a year after taxes.
But also it's taxes. Taxes, that when you're making like 6 figures, you're in the highest tax break.
Right.
Like, I mean, not the highest tax break. You're in the highest tax status. So you're getting taxed more than the rich, because the rich, I mean, you got the luxury tax and the real rich people, like an actor getting a check for $2 million and they're getting 50% taken from them because they don't have a business and they're not a business. Yeah, so you're getting like 50% taken away just because you're not a corporation. So some people got smart, like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart got smart and was like, oh, I got to pay tax on this. Well, I need a business so I can write off some of this stuff. And then you're like, oh.
Right.
So when I get a business, the more money I make, the more I can spend. It's not really like, oh, the more I make, the more they're going to take from me. It's like, no, the more I can spend to make my business bigger.
Right. Like certain cars for your business,
See all these big trucks around, and you're like, oh,
Right.
why they ain't got no plates on them? It's like, but this is a business truck.
Right.
This is my farm truck. Even though I went and picked my kids up in school, and even though I park it in my yard, even though still business truck.
Hey, cause shit, I'll be damn. I'll buy all type of shit before I give it to the government.
Exactly.
They'll be like, why will he just buy a tractor?
Yeah.
Like, this is from my land. This is from a farm. Like whatever it takes.
You're already thinking on that.
Or even donating it to charity. I would donate money to charity before I let the government take it and spend it on whatever the fuck they feel like.
Donate all my money
for
to
the politician pockets it.
Yep, HYMC or Christian Boxing Academy. Shout out to Honorable Young Men's Club.
Right.
So, yeah, that's my goal. My goal is to get that money so I can actually give to people, and not only give to people, but I can live a comfortable life and travel because I love traveling. But
I wonder
I'm a giving person.
If you can gift it to family members and write that off.
You can actually hire your kids. Write off. Yeah.
Really?
Hire your kids is like W-2, yeah.
But you can't technically
like
pay them.
$12,000.
It has to go into like an account.
No, you can pay them. So, but you have to make them like a W-2, like an employee. So,
but I'm thinking of like 18 and under though, or like 15 and under.
I think it's like
because you have to be a certain age to make money.
Yeah, I think 12 is like the limit. So if they're 12 and up, then they can be an employee.
Really?
Yeah, but don't quote me on that because it could be from 0 to 12. Could be like that. I doubt it, but yeah, I think it's around 12. So you can just hire your kids like, hey, pack up these shirts and hoodies and stuff. Boom.
Man, there's so much there's
so much knowledge.
So much knowledge in business.
It is what I've learned about life, and I love learning. So what I've learned about life is you'll never learn everything, but it's your pursuit to learn as much as you can.
Right.
Because you don't want to limit yourself, because if you limit your thinking, then you're limiting how much you make. And if you limit how much you make, now you're putting yourself in a position that you don't have to necessarily be. Certain people only work at McDonald's because they think they can only work at McDonald's. Other people that go to McDonald's, they're like the manager. And then they'll be like, oh, now I'm the store manager. Now I'm the general manager. And you're like, dang, they just started in the kitchen and now they're a district manager. They own like 3 McDonald's. How did they do that? It's because they didn't have the mindset of being a worker. They was like, okay, I can see this. I can keep going bigger. So it's like the same with anything. Like, okay, I want to just keep making it bigger. If I change my mindset, if I change how I learn, change what I think about things, then I can change my outlook on life. I can change my whole experience on life, and I can actually make more money. So like when it comes to like real estate, certain people can be like, you know, all right, I'm good. I'm selling a few houses. But the more you know, the more you grow. And I'm saying like this last month, bro, I've learned so much. And I haven't even like tapped into like my grind learning. I've been grinding, but I haven't been grinding like on learning.
Right,
so,
right,
like
studying.
I used to get up at 3 a.m. and be at the office, and we'd be grinding on learning because I was still trying to learn the real estate. It was after I passed my exam. So after the 9th time, I ended up passing it, and I'm like super excited, got all that momentum. Now I'm ready to learn because I'm like, it's so much I don't know. But you always got to keep that eagerness to learn. You got to stay curious because the more you learn, the more you earn. And now I've been learning about all these different loan programs. Like I was talking about the one for Southside, like helping people out. They have different grants out here. And once I learned about grants and government funding and private public partnerships, and I'm like, bro, this stuff, it's money everywhere. But you don't even know you can access the money. They have scholarships for exact people that are saying they ain't giving no money out or ain't nobody helping me. And it's like they have a scholarship for you. You're a young black kid. Nobody in your house went to college. Boom, they got a $1,000 check for you. All you got to do is write it. Hey, I'm James Macklin, and nobody else is in my house went to college. And they're like, okay, boom, accept it.
Wow.
And then you got other grants that's like, oh, I went to this church. The church. Oh, yeah, we know you. Boom, $500. And you can stack those up. So it's just one example of just like learning, just having information. So I would say the more information you know, the more you could just maneuver and do exactly what you need to do. It's certain people that, like I'm saying, like with real estate investing, you can buy a house on a construction loan. So you can get a construction loan buying a house that needs to be flipped and it's terrible, and you can be like, hey, I want to buy this house. It's like $40,000, but I'm probably just going to offer them about 25, 30. And it's probably going to need about $20,000 worth of work in it. Or you could just be like, it's probably going to be $20,000, but uh-ohs come up all the time. So you might be like, hey, it's going to need $45,000 worth of work. They'll either look at it, they might be like, we'll approve you for $40,000. You might like, oh, it really only need about $25,000, and so now I got a little bit more money to play with, and you go buy the house, fix it up. I'm not a contractor, otherwise I would probably did this already. But like, you go fix it up, and then boom, you put it on the market, or you rent it out, or whatever, you sell it, and now you sell it for like what you said, like I got 80,000 in, but I sold it for 120, 140. So you got that, you can pay that loan back. Now you got cash to work with that you can actually do it yourself. Now you don't need a loan.
Right.
But since you did that loan before and it already worked, you can still use that loan again.
Right.
And you can just do it again. Now you just got this little money for savings. And that's usually called OPM, other people's money. So you hear people say OPM or OPP or OQP, is it? Yeah, OQP, only quality people and other people's money. So, like, you use other people's money. The banks are in banking. They're not in real estate. They're not in crypto. Well, they will be. But they're in banking. So, they make their money off interest. They make their money off you making money and paying me back for giving you money. So, because I fronted you the money, now you give me some money for giving you money. That's it. They don't want to do no hard work. So, they're looking for investors. They're looking for people that I got all this money. Now, I'm either going to have all this money and I can't do nothing with it because of inflation. So this money that I got in this bank, that's $100,000. It is losing 3% per year, and inflation actually went up 19% this year from last year. Yes. Dang. So 19% from So 19%. So you think about it, your money is 20% less than what it was last year.
Right.
So just knowing that, the banks are like, we're not about to just keep this cash in the bank. We're trying to give it to investors. So I didn't understand until I got the real estate that these lenders need us. They need realtors.
Of course.
They need the people.
They need us to do the work because they don't want to do the work.
They're not about to do this work. They just have the money to delegate, to move around, to deploy. They have to deploy the money.
And that's who I'm trying to be.
And we just got to get in the middle. Yeah, so once you learn to get this information, now you can just get in the middle. So you got to be in the midst of the money. The money is moving like this. You got to figure out how to insert yourself. When people are selling houses, how do I insert myself? Oh, I could be a realtor. I can help you buy this house. You don't want to get into this deal by yourself and have all these contracts, and then you end up getting the house and you didn't know what you was doing, and now it has a lien on the property. So as soon as you buy the house, you don't even buy the house. You got to pay $50,000 just to even have it, just to even have it in your title, get the title. So those type of things are what a realtor does to make sure and ensure that your safety as a buyer or a seller, to make sure these deals are going the right way, ethically, morally, but also that you're not getting robbed. Like, there's people out here that be getting robbed, bro. Like, these people that sell a house for sale by owner, and they be looking fresh on the outside. You be like, oh, this thing's nice, all right, 100,000, and they be like, yeah, the whole foundation is falling apart.
Oh my
God. Not even the foundation, not even the roof.
They need a whole HVAC system.
A whole HVAC system, bro. That's like $6,000, $7,000.
Yep.
What if you get in there and it's winter, it's dead winter?
Gotta replace it.
What you gonna do? It's about to be a negative 14 degrees.
I hope it's got a fireplace.
I hope it's wood burning.
Hope you got some ranks of wood up in that mug.
Exactly. So, man, I just want to let people know they gotta learn, man. You gotta learn. You can't expect people to do everything for you, because if you expect everybody to do everything for you, then that means they're gonna want a piece of the pie.
Until you really got money to pay people to work for you, you have to do everything.
Everything, man.
Everything.
So what all you do? Because myself, I'm my own marketer. I'm a social media marketer. I'm my lead manager. I am my own assistant. I do my own paperwork. I go do showings. I put my signs out by myself. I cut hair. I cut my own hair. I'm my own barber. I'm doing everything in my own business. Now, when I blow up even more, then I can hire somebody. I can be like, all right, bro, please take this off my plate. Can you at least be the person that I'll pay you $40 to go put out all my signs? And that's just to drive all the way to Millersville to put in I don't got time to drive 40 minutes just putting out a sign. Can you do that? I'll give you $40. They're like, oh, bet. Yeah. It's only going to be like $2 worth of gas. I'm really making money.
Right.
So things like that.
Yeah. Like my cousin, I pay him just to switch the cameras. I can't do, because otherwise I'd have to sit.
Had to get up.
What am I? It's because either I'd have to edit the video afterwards, which would take fucking forever,
now you gotta cut out every single time you got
or I would have to hit the switches myself, which that's not practical. I could, but that's just not,
You got to think. Yeah, you have to
that
think
messes with the conversation as well. So, it's like,
you need to be fully focused.
So automatically I need help just with this podcast, which, ain't no telling how long it's gonna be before I actually make some money on this podcast.
Yeah.
You know, you have to make a certain amount of views and stuff like that. It's gonna be a while, but once it pays off, we pay.
See Joe Rogan, man.
We in there.
Joe Rogan out here getting that bread and egg.
Yeah, he is.
He's been a trailblazer.
And he just be on that mode, stone, just talking, just
shrooms. And,
yeah,
man. So, man, it's insane. Do you know that it's this weird tribe in Africa, and all they do is eat peanuts, but they're massive, man.
They're massive.
All they eat is peanuts.
Ridiculous and massive.
They don't even have clean water. I be like Joe Rogan, bro. He the go-to podcast, man.
He is.
He's like the Floyd Mayweather podcast.
Dude, $100 million deal with Spotify.
Come on, bro. $100 million.
So I'm saying, like you're made. Like, you're good for the rest of your life.
Talking for a living.
Come on,
No,
bro.
not talking for a great living.
Let's say, even if he had to pay 50% taxes or something, that sucks, sure, but that's still $50 million fucking dollars. He's probably only going to live what? He'll probably only live what? Maybe another 50 years because he's around 50 years old or something like that. This man could spend $1 million a year and if he never made another fucking dime, he's got $1 million to spend every year. Come on, man.
Yep.
I mean, what the
Crazy.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you're good, bro.
Yep.
You're good.
Yeah. And the grandkids is good.
You're good,
That's
bro.
Like, that's what it's about. His kids good. His grandkids are good.
That's the love I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. And
you know what I'm saying?
That's what drives me.
I want my kids and my grandkids to be able to, you want to be an artist? You want to just paint shit? You can do that.
Yeah.
And not paint shit with the worry of not being able to sell the paintings to pay your rent. You know, like, imagine if everyone could actually do what they love doing and didn't have to worry about getting paid to do it and paying for everything else.
It'd be
like,
a beautiful world out here.
You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful. It'd be so much because I'm a creative myself. So I love art. I love drawing. I rap.
And you know what's crazy? It could be that way.
It could.
If the money just got spread out more, like, imagine if no one could make there could be no billionaires. Like, imagine if all the money had to be spread out. Like, every month, $5,000, let's say, was given to every adult, and you could just and you were required to do whatever it is you love doing every day. Like, I love fighting.
Yep.
Okay, when I fight, I don't make $1 million, but every month I'm getting paid $10,000 just to train, and I have to fight X amount of days out of the year, like in front of people, like making it to where people actually are getting paid to do what they do, and you're just required to either provide the product or the services to your people. If you're an artist, instead of people coming and buying your art from you, you're required to give out a certain amount of pieces, and you're already getting them. Like, if the money was truly divvied out to everyone, things would be a lot fucking different.
A lot different.
A lot fucking different.
Well,
Think about how many people love cooking food.
Yep. And get a joy out of people tasting it and being like, oh, it's amazing. And they're just like
everyone's got a part, bro. Everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and then how about we pay the people that are doing the shitty jobs that no one wants to do more money?
Literally the shitty jobs.
The plumbers. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? It's like someone that works in the fucking sewage system, we pay them more money. You know?
We have hella sewage. We have hella. There be so many plumbers out here. They be like, boy, what you doing, man? I've been a plumber about 2 years,
I've been plumbing, bro.
I've been plumbing the hell out of
Hey, they got the rollie on their wrist, bro. I've been plumbing in the streets. I've been plumbing in the streets.
I've been plumbing. We're going to have, boy. Hey, now the rappers going to turn to plumbers. They're going to be like, I'm trying to be a plumber.
God. But yeah, man, the money could definitely be divvied out better. You know,
But man,
it's crazy.
With
like,
the powers that be, we already know this is a different type of society. It's a capitalistic society, and I mean, it's designed this way, and certain people don't like it. I don't really like it, but it is what it is. So you got to get out here, motivate people, inspire, do exactly what you need to do to make it, and then inspire people that they can do it, because otherwise they'll just, kind of roll over.
It's like, is it really fair that a person could have $1 billion fucking dollars? You know, is it really fair? You know, is it fair that Jeff Bezos has all that money?
I was about to say, in a capitalistic society, yes, it is fair. And the only reason is because he helps more people than we could. So Jeff Bezos deserves to have, and it's just Jeff Bezos. I don't know about his character. This is just him as a businessman. He employs probably the most people in America.
Sure.
But he makes them money. They couldn't make money if they wasn't.
Them motherfuckers employ themselves.
They do.
They show up and work every day.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
But think about how long he's been doing it. You see the picture where he had Amazon.com. The picture of him. It was in 1999. 1999. So you gotta think about it. Just like I look at his success, I'm looking at the same as my success. What would somebody say if I'm a billionaire and I've worked this hard for 20 years and built something that nobody else thought it was even possible? I built something that wasn't even thought of, didn't know it was even possible. And now I built it. And not only that, I'm making money from people selling books, from Audible, from Amazon Prime, TV shows, marketing ads. But also, not only that, I can also, what do you call that? Where you're like renting out to people. I forgot the name, but basically contracting. I'm contracting out my platform for you to make money. So you can sell. It's just like Facebook Marketplace. Like obviously they're gonna take their cut because like you would have just had to sell it on the street. But now I can help you. I'm making it available for you to sell any product all the way to China. You can't do that with anything else other than you would have to build up. So I built this brand and people trust Amazon. And now you're on my platform, so they trust you by default. So you're selling hundreds and thousands of units of straws, of metal straws, and making $100,000 a month because of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting my cut, you're getting your cut. But the thing is, it wouldn't have been possible without me. I'm the one that started it. I'm the one that did the back end. I'm the one that did the, that put the LLC, the corporations. I pay the lawyers. If they sue anybody, they're going to sue me. They're not going to sue you. So when it comes to that aspect, I feel like the owners of like Jeff Bezos, they did amazing because they built something. They help a lot of people. They pay very good. But, I mean, the least he can do is have $1 billion if he got 1 million people working for him.
True.
So I think that's what it looks like. It's just a different way of how you look at it. If we look at the amount of people that's probably hired by Amazon, it's probably in the millions. So then when you look
what was that shit they were saying about Amazon people not being paid enough and not getting breaks or some shit?
I don't know.
I seen an article on that, but
either way, they better not complain.
I mean,
I'll say this. Can I say this real quick? Don't complain about any job that you have right now that's hard labor that you can be replaced because they are replacing you with robots regardless anyway. If you go to Walmart, you see a little Zamboni. There used to be a guy sitting on top of there. It's not a guy anymore. It's just robot mopping the floors and sweeping. Okay, you ever go to Snooks in Cape? Snooks has like a little thing where it's kind of like it has like advertising.
It checks to see what needs to be restocked.
That used to be a stalker.
I'm going to drop kick that motherfucking machine.
So think about it, bro. Think about it. It's all these jobs and stuff that people are complaining about.
Imagine the person that used to have that job. They go in there and look around, they make sure there's no cameras. They just fucking knock that damn thing over.
But they probably don't even think about that. They probably got fired or moved up or put a different position, and then they're just like, okay, I got a different position, and now they see that robot.
They try to put some robots in the cage and fight them and replace me, nigga. What's up, bot?
They ain't gonna have. they might not have the bot, but what if they start doing bot referees?
Bot referees?
That would suck. I wouldn't want to see that because it'd be so technical. It'd be like, think about the greatest plays in the world, and you'd be like, it didn't count because it was so close, but the robot knew that it still wasn't 100% accurate. So it was like that play doesn't count. We would be terrified. We'd be like, bro, F this robot. We don't care. Like, we wanted to see that happen, and it looked.
Not one team would feel that way, but not the other team.
But not the other team, or not the fans. So it's like, oh, okay, shit getting way too technical. So I'm just saying, people that.
No, they should have robots for referees to make shit more fair. Because you got biased people, and then you got human error.
Yes, you definitely have human error. But I think that makes us perfect because we're imperfect. That's just my thought on it because I'll be like, some stuff that, because you ever think about you've done something by mistake or just by instinct, and you be like, bro, I didn't mean to do it. I guess that was a mistake that helped.
Like making kids. I look at my son every day, I be like, man, that's the best mistake of my life.
Only the parents really gonna understand that.
Yeah.
You be like, you get on my nerves. Boy, I love you, man.
Yeah.
I love you. I wouldn't want you. I wouldn't not want you. Now that I got you, I don't want to get rid of you.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have you, I wouldn't be complaining. So it's a thin line.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's funny.
But my daughter, man, oh my God. Dude, boys and girls are so much different.
So different.
So different.
I wish society understood that when we got older. For some reason, they think we're the same. They think we're the same for some reason. I don't know how that works.
Man, you know what's crazy? I was just thinking about this last night. Like, the world is so crazy now. How people don't even like how you can call yourself something other than a man or a woman now. Like, and we ain't gonna get too deep into that, obviously, because that's like you can't even talk about people anymore. That's
sensitive topics.
Right, exactly. Cancellation right there.
Cancellation topics.
But they have all these different pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
I like the kiss.
Someone said that it was a demisexual.
Oh, I heard of that.
I was like, what the demigod? I'm like,
that's what I was thinking.
I'm like, what do you think, you demon? Hercules or some shit? I don't. Demisexual.
Hey, I like the KISS. What's the acronym? Keep it simple, stupid, or keep it super simple.
Oh yeah.
I like keeping stuff simple.
Yeah.
And that gets complicated.
Yeah.
That's all I really say about it. It gets complicated, and it's like at that point, you're almost making it impossible not to disrespect you or not to,
to be made fun of.
Yeah, it just makes it make you way more susceptible to be like say my name.
I be feeling like a Ninja Turtle sometimes when I'm training and fighting and stuff, but
that doesn't make me a Ninja
I ain't
Turtle.
got no shell on my back. Like, I'm not a real turtle. Like,
wow.
I be feeling like a gorilla, but I know I'm not one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like,
I know what I am.
Right.
I know what I am.
But that's it. But bro, it's like, how dumb.
Hey, I feel like that's
people.
I feel like that's a way to get to success. You have to know who you are first, and when you know who you are, then you can kind of just go forward with that mindset and not have to be like.
You seen that movie Replicas?
Nope, never seen that.
It's with Keanu Reeves. They're trying to put a human brain, like, all right, so a person dies and they're trying to hurry up and put their like memories and everything inside of a robot. And they do it in the robot. He wakes up, he's like, and he's trying to talk to he's like, Sergeant, what so and so, and the robot's like, he says, who am I? Who am I? And starts ripping his face off and shit. That's a lot of people nowadays.
Nah.
Like, they don't even know who or what they are.
That's a good analogy.
I'm like, what type of drugs is you smoking?
Good analogy.
We need to sell that.
Yeah. I mean, hey, this world.
This is something they putting in the food nowadays.
That's facts. That is a fact right there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hormones in the foods.
Yeah, someone was saying to me one time, they think that a lot of kids are coming out autistic because of the food.
Definitely. Everything I think that's wrong with the society, like overweight, cancer, confusion about certain things, I think it comes from the food. Because the research I've done, because of the hormones that they put in the food for the chickens to like reproduce.
Yeah.
We're eating what's in them.
Right.
And it's like, okay, if they got cancer and we keep eating them, eventually the cancer's going to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to just attach to you. I mean, think about how much chicken we eat.
Right.
We eat chicken with everything. We eat beef with everything. It's like, okay, if you go vegan, then, it might not have too much hormones in it as the meats and stuff. But, yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I try my best to just stay woke and keep learning. And that's what comes with learning, though. Sometimes you get woke up and you can't go back.
Yeah.
You can't go back. You cannot unsee. You can't. Once your brain is expanded to that magnitude, it does not retract. So whatever you learn, if you know better, you need to do better. Whatever you learn, you're not going backwards. So the more I learn about food, I was a vegan for a whole year, actually.
I was a vegan for 5 years.
5 years? Yeah.
I just recently started eating eggs and chicken again.
Really? Yeah.
Just because I just been.
Yeah, you just like, okay.
Like, whatever.
Yeah. But it's not like you're going overboard and be like, okay, now I'm about to eat chicken 6 times a day and big meals.
Right. I just been eating like chicken wraps.
Oh,
because they're just right there. They're made already at Walmart. I just been buying them. Just Just super simple and easy.
I mean, they got so much stuff now. You can buy. They actually is a. Were we talking about that at the shop? Like the best chicken ever made, or it just won a fried chicken contest, and it's a plant-based chicken.
Really?
Yeah, and it won the national fried chicken contest.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it was fried. They didn't tell anybody until after.
No way.
Yeah, and they let them know. They was like, "Yep, this ain't even real chicken."
What? I need to look that up.
Yeah, bro. And it won the national. And the guy was telling us about it. We was like, what?
You know, everyone was pissed.
It was like, bro, bring that. It was like when he gets some, it was like, bro, bring that to the shop. We got to try that chicken.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
I'll tell you something that tastes a lot like chicken, but only it's like got more flavor and is more tender. Banana blossoms.
Ooh, I never heard of those.
Yeah, they're called banana blossoms. That I get them at the Pacific Rim, the Asian market over on Independence.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And they got them in cans. It's called banana blossoms, bruh. You batter them up and like air fry 'em or something. Oh my God, bro! I'm telling you, bro, so much flavor.
It's in a can.
Yeah, so much flavor.
Okay.
I could cook it and tell you it's chicken, and you would be like, bro, this chicken is fire. You'd be like, what type of chicken is this? Because it kind of has the consistency of chicken, like the texture.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what all people care about. If you think about all the food we have, it's like fake. But it's
people
just
care about flavor and texture.
Flavor and texture. That's it. And that's how they make fake food all the time. Because people are like, oh, it tastes like chicken.
Right.
You think about everything that they talk about.
Jackfruit's fire too.
I ate jackfruit when I had pulled pork.
Some barbecue jackfruit.
Barbecue jackfruit.
Man.
Yeah. I used to eat what they call portobello mushrooms. Portobello mushrooms.
Yeah.
Portobello.
Yeah, they got the portobello, shiitake mushrooms. There's so many different types of mushrooms, and mushrooms are really good for you.
That's what I heard.
I love mushrooms.
I seen people use them now, like making them in like coffee. So like drinking.
Yep.
Like
they got that stuff. It's called mud water.
Mud water. That's what it is. Yeah.
I tried some of that. It was good, but I like sweet stuff, so I put a whole bunch of honey in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it tasted good. It damn near tasted like hot chocolate, kinda.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tried that one day.
So what's your exercise regimen like?
I just got back on it really. But whenever I have my son, and it's usually try to drop him off at daycare. They open up around 7:30, so I try to drop him off around 8. Get to the gym. I try to literally leave there and go right to the gym. And stay there till about 8:39, 8:45, and then go back to the house. Do some whatever real estate work that I have to do before I go to the shop at 10. And unless I got a meeting that day, which I had this morning, I had a 9 a.m. meeting, so I had to kind of get my workout in very quickly. But other than that, I just go to the gym. I get some cardio in. Lately, I've been trying to do a mile of everything. Today, I just did 2 miles of bike. But I try to do just a mile of running. After I do a mile, I'll lift, and I'm focused on my abs right now. I gotta get my core back straight, so I'm doing abs every day, and then I just mix arms and legs in between. So I'm a ex-college athlete, so I already got like the frame, and I already got like the muscle memory.
Right.
I just kind of like keep it tuned up, and if I want to get big, I'll just be like, all right, bet, let's get big, and I'll just lift heavy.
Yeah.
And if I want to like maintain, I'm just like, all right, I'm just stick with these 25s, get some high reps, do something to just maintain, but I try to remind myself I'm not in the bodybuilding business. Like,
right.
You don't need to be that sore.
Let's not be too sore to fucking do work tomorrow.
Like I don't need to be that sore. I'm about to stand up for 12 hours and cut hair.
Yeah.
I'm in this mug like leaning back on my station, like, bro, my legs.
Do your feet hurt a lot from standing?
Nah. The only when
you know what's crazy?
We have cushion mats. So.
My feet hurt after standing for like 5 minutes.
Wow.
Bad. My feet hurt so bad from standing. Like,
dang.
I don't like standing. Dang. If you see me,
are you flat-footed?
No, I got an arch.
Dang.
But I'll sit down. I do not like standing. Dang. My feet start hurting. My heels start hurting really bad.
Heels, okay.
I don't know why.
You might need to go to like you ever been to the Missouri running store, like right on Lexington? I know they got like little pressure points or something like that.
Yeah.
To, like they use it for shoes because they want to see where your pressure points are, so to make sure you know exactly where more cushion need to be. But if you went there, you probably know exactly why you're standing like that.
I just sit down.
Yeah, that's true.
If I ain't working out, I'm trying to sit down somewhere.
That's I wonder.
It's been like that since I was like 19.
Oh, okay. I was like, I wonder if it was like you stomped or did something that's like a little aggravating.
But I will say that training on the mats made my feet a lot stronger.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just standing hurts my feet like crazy.
Hey, don't tell that too much, man. These fighters gonna come out there and just start stomping on your foot.
It's my heels is hurting. I mean, they're gonna try to just hold me in place. His feet are gonna be hurting after a good 5 minutes. Let's just not let him move.
You're gonna be elbowing your heel. They gonna be just beating your feet up.
But yeah, my workout regimen, I usually train like if I don't have 3 hours to go to the gym, I don't even really go. Like I need 3 hours because I'll train for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then I need to hit the steam room and then shower. So like I'll be in the gym from like 9 a.m. to noon every day, and then I'll eat my lunch, pick up my kids from school, etc., and then I'll go to the dojo at night and do my night class.
Okay, yeah, I definitely want to get into martial arts. I don't know when, but I want to get into martial arts and skill training when it comes to.
What type of martial
guns.
arts?
I was trying to think of a better word than just say guns.
Firearms.
Yeah, firearms. I don't want to do jiu-jitsu necessarily just because I don't really want to be grappling all the time. I mean, I can understand, learning that, but I kind of more so want to, like, stand up.
Striking.
Yeah, so, like, striking and defense. So, really more so striking and defense because, I mean, I can fight, but come on now. People out here got skills.
People got skills now.
I'm not about to be swinging on just anybody. I don't want to swing on anybody anyway because people don't even fight these days.
You just want to know how to throw a proper punch.
Yes.
And
how to be like, ha.
Right.
Slap somebody, move out the way.
Right.
Just really on some smooth.
Know how to
Keanu
move.
Reeves type of.
Footwork is really important. Yep. I mean, especially for self-defense, if someone tries to square it with you, you can square up and just move around.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They be trying to come at you throwing punches, and you don't even ever have to touch them. You just move around. After about 15, 30 seconds, they don't even want to fight no more. They're like, this dude, you just running. You'll be like, come get me.
Hit me then. Yeah, exactly.
Come on, I'm right here. And then you just moving around. They're just like, man, F this.
Yeah, that's all I want to do. I want to get to that.
And then they turn around and you bop them.
They say they turn around.
That's real self-defense right
slap
there.
Slap in the back of the head, but like, go on, get up out my face.
Real self-defense is like striking the eyes, groin strikes, throat strikes. If it's in the street, man, streets is dangerous. You want to hit them with something lethal.
Definitely hit them something.
Don't want to play around. This ain't no cage fight. I'm not playing with you. I'm trying to
appendix or something.
Right. You can rupture someone's appendix if you kick them hard enough.
I can see that. Just kicking them dead. Yeah. I'm scared of kicks, boy.
Yeah, kicks are powerful.
That's different, bro. A heel kick to the face.
Ooh.
A heel kick, bro.
Any type of like pushing kick, because you got to think.
Yeah.
You can kick a concrete wall with the bottom of your foot. You can kick a door down.
Yeah.
You can't punch a door down.
Nah, you really can't.
You can't put all your force into a punch into a concrete wall. You're gonna break your knuckles.
Yep.
But with the shoe on, you can literally kick a wall as hard as you want, like so many times, and you'll be fine. Like that's like one of the strongest strikes you can use in a fight. It's just a straight push kick.
Them kicks no joke, bro.
Especially if someone's coming at you, coming forward, and you hit them at the perfect timing, they literally can go flying back like 5-10 feet. Yeah. I've done it before.
Yeah.
Kick them and they just fucking, they just fly back. Yeah.
I can't go for that. It only takes 6 pounds of force to break a bone.
One time, Keith was supposed to be going to fight these guys in the street, a little street fight or whatever. It was Keith, my cousin, and I, and it was the dude and his brother, and his brother was like trying to jump in, but I was there to make sure no one jumped in, and so I'm like standing in front of him, and I'm standing in between Keith and his brother fighting, and he's trying to like go around me. He don't want to go through me. He's trying to go around me, and I'm just walking like I'm just like, nah. I'm like, stay out of it. And then he tries to come up on me, and I kick him right in the chest. It was like, it wasn't a really good kick. It was like all toes to the chest. It wasn't a really good kick, but I kicked him, and he was like, "This shit don't hurt me." And I was just like,
I'm about to kick you out again.
Oh, you're not coming forward anymore. Like he knew, like He knew I knew how to. He knew I knew something.
He knew you know something I don't know.
He wasn't. Yeah, right, exactly. And he didn't try me after that. But Keith beat the shit out of his brother.
Dang, when was this?
Dude, this was so long ago. This was when I was like 17.
Oh, okay.
So this was like 11 years ago. Before I really even knew how to fight, but I could do a little something. Yeah, exactly. You know, people always thought I could fight when I started cage fighting, but back then when I was 17, I was.
Yeah, when you first starting out, it's like a little different
for real. Yeah, but you're good. So where we at for time? I don't want to hold you here all day. Okay, you said 1 hour and 54.
Hey,
nice.
Fast.
It does, dude. For real. All right, I guess let's close up. You got anything you want to say to the people? You know what I'm saying? More shout outs or anything?
Man, I want to shout out to you guys, man, for inviting me. I appreciate it, man. I haven't done too many podcasts before, especially haven't done one with this level of
legit, man.
Productivity. Yeah.
It's pretty legit.
Definitely legit, bro. So, man, one, I appreciate you guys. I see this going far, so I can't wait to come back in a year or in 6 months and be like, oh snap, bro. Like,
yeah, hopefully, man. I want this to really grow. I don't really know if there's any other podcasters in Cape.
I don't think so.
So, man,
it's podcasters, but it's like.
So I'm trying to get more people on and trying to really, make this like when people think of like. I want people in Cape to really know about my podcast and make this thing big,
Yeah.
I'm trying to be that guy. So
definitely, bro. I thought about making a podcast one time. I was like, I don't even know what angle I want to have it. So I'm like, I'm not making one until I know exactly what I'll be talking about. And at first I was like, oh, I'll do real estate. I'm like, I don't know enough yet. It's like, let me wait till I get some stuff on. Because I'm big on having credibility. So
well, you can also always bring people in too that know more than you and, like I don't know what you know about real estate. That's why I got you here to talk. True. Like I brought on a couple basketball players. I don't know shit about basketball. I don't know nothing about basketball. Like when I originally started this out, I mean my goal is to have on like mostly people that are active in some type of like sport, rather it be MMA, kickboxing, wrestling, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, volleyball, rock climbers, cyclists. Like I want to bring in people to talk about like the active lifestyle and like what it means to them to do that activity on a daily basis. But but then I was like, you know what? I'll just bring on anyone that's like a specialist, anyone that's like an entrepreneur. I don't really want to bring on someone that doesn't do nothing with their life. Exactly. I'm trying to bring in people that's like inspiring, people that's grinding.
That. Yeah, definitely, man. And
but imagine, I wonder though, if I brought in like some of the like quote unquote like bums around Cape, like it's like the homeless. I don't know if that's a bad word to use or is it like the homeless people. I wonder if I brought in like a homeless guy, bought him some beer or something because they be drinking. If I bought him some beer and be like, look, come in, look, I'm gonna give you $30, come in here, just talk. I wonder how many views that would actually get.
Bro,
I wonder if it would get more or less. Like, would it?
Don't put yourself in that situation, bro. You know how bad they smell, though?
Yeah, that's the only thing. I can't deal with that.
And they're gonna be sitting in your house.
I can't deal with that.
Yeah, and that'd be that.
I could take them to like a local gym first and. Be like, look, shower up, get them some clean clothes or something.
That'd be cool.
I could turn into a whole vlog.
All right, let's do this. I'll pledge. If you do that, I'll cut their hair for free.
For real?
Yes.
Okay, we'll see about that.
Cut their hair for free.
Man, I don't need no haircut, man. Just give me a goddamn beard. Just give me a... I'm like, no, it's part of the deal. You got to get cleaned up to come on the show. It's part of the deal.
Literally got to get cleaned up, my boy. We're not about to come in here and
But yeah, so far, the most viewed podcasts we've had are the two with the most views. They got over 200 views are... One was a football player and one was a basketball player.
Okay.
So if you're watching this and you a football player or you a basketball player, message me. I'd love to have you on here. I mean, y'all be having a lot of fans, and I also love talking to them about their workout regimen and how they recover and rest and stuff like that. But Rico Coleman, he's a high school basketball player.
Okay.
And he does a little football too. And then who was Derez, he's a football player. He plays for SEMO.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
So those were some 2 pretty lit podcasts.
Definitely.
But yeah, I guess that's it, everybody. Hey, if you ain't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. All 30 of y'all watching or whatever it's gonna be, hit the subscribe button, please. Go follow Jmack on Instagram, Facebook. If you have any questions on like real estate, especially if you don't own any real estate, any property, you gotta look into that because I think like you said at that little lunch, the lunch thing that we had, lunch and learn,
Mm-hmm.
like just buying one piece of property can change your whole family, your family lineage or
you have
whatever.
something to leverage now.
Exactly.
We was talking about leverage. You have something to leverage.
So hit up Jmack, check him out online. Go follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Got more t-shirt. Hey, buy a t-shirt. Not this one I'm wearing. This is the hoodie. Buy a t-shirt. Go on www.powerfulfitness.shop and you can get a t-shirt right now. You can schedule a private lesson. The workout uniform, I still got to get those put on there. I got to get the different colors and different sizes and stuff put on there. But if you want to get one of those right now, you can message me as well. And shout out to Victory Spinal Care in Cape Girardeau, the one and only sponsor I have right now. And shout out to Powerful Fitness. Keep it strong, keep it powerful.
I'm going to help you out there, man. I'm trying to get you some more sponsorships.
Hell yeah. Deuces.